Since the inception of Gotta Go Cast has arrived, and we're doing Sonic.exe. I know I streamed it way back in the day. I'm kind of curious if I actually still have the video. Hold up. But yeah, like I played like the first fan game based on it. Content check. It might have been for Robot Site though. No, I do. Okay, I still have the video. Oh God, gotta watch that to compare. But yeah, we're gonna be replaying that one, and I found a Sonic.exe wiki. There's apparently several. The one that's just Sonic.exe wiki, um, is completely incomplete. So that's kind of a waste. Um, so we're on the xenophanes.fandom.com wiki for Sonic.exe because apparently the the rights as they are or handed off at some point because apparently the original creator turned out to be a shitty boyfriend and abuser or something. Like I've got a lot of rabbit hole to dig down into after all this, but we're just gonna read the stories, play the official stack of games. There's like 5 of them, even though like the originals are not even canon anymore. For as much as this can have a fucking canon, and yeah, that's that's the night. So this gonna be a little bit. We're gonna read the first story, play the first couple games, read the revision. Actually, I gotta see which revision there's. We'll read Sonic.exe 2 and reimagined. I gotta see. It's they say which ones they're tied to. Okay. Okay. So these first 3 are all tied to the original game. So I think we'll do is we'll read the first story, we'll play the first game, we'll read Sonic.exe 2, and then play Sally.exe. It's not entirely related, but it was made by the same guy who did the original game. And then we'll do read Reimagined. And I guess we'll play the 2011 remake of the original. Okay, that sounds good. And then there's a 2017 remake of the story. Oh god, there's so many chapters. I don't know if I'm gonna read all of this tonight on stream. We'll read the first one to get a vibe. I have to read it all on my own anyway, but I don't think we're gonna read that whole thing on stream. If there's chapters, it's gonna take too fucking long. Um, Let me double check the length on these other ones. That's not too bad. Adjusted. Sorry, I didn't. Okay, that's about the same. Okay, Sonic.exe and Sonic.exe 2 are about the same length. Right. Sonic.exe Reimagined's a little longer and a different author, but okay. So let's get into this. At least I got the captions ready for that. Also, sorry for using fandom, but at least we're not reading it on mobile. Do you have controls for a game you can't download from the site? Okay. All right. So, okay, let's get to it. Can't go super long now. Yeah, I'm trying to wrap up by 2:30 a.m., but we'll see what happens. Hey, what's up, Kigari? Yeah, I wouldn't stay up to watch this either. I'm only doing this because we're covering it for a podcast. Oh, lordy. All right. Where are we going? Okay, let's get the wiki up here. All right, we're on the right page. It didn't show anything incriminating. Fantastic. Okay, so here's the original story with a few fixes, apparently. Again, this is a xenophanes.fandom.com wiki, which purports to be official. I looked at itch.io to see how many. I didn't even like bother looking at Game Jolt, although I saw a bunch of extra ones there as well when I was getting the main five. And yeah, like itch.io had about 40 some. I do not I want to be here all week. I'm specifically doing this today to get it in before it's technically spoopy month, because this is not spoopy. Yeah, let me go on the record here. Let me go on the record. I think most creepypastas are absolute dog shit. Game related ones, Ben Drown did it. That was the only one that's I can think of that is any good. SCP is technically an extension of creepypasta, but for the most part, that stuff I would consider better. Elevated creepypasta, let's say. What else can I complain about? Um, Nothing offhand, actually. Yeah, I had a whole spiel ready and I forgot what most of the spiel was. Oh yeah, like most of the stuff, like basically anything that extended into an ARG, is usually a little better than the average creepypasta. I remember that one about the house that was like absorbing people or some shit, which I don't think I finished reading all of. I mean, with Ben Drowned, I didn't even read after anything after the first story. Apparently, they did two other big old iteration things. So again, expanded into ARG. And what was the other thing I was thinking of? Oh, the Russian sleep experiment's probably a good one. Not game related, but like that one was fine. But yeah, for the most part, terrible format, garbage. To be fair, I grew up on scary stories to tell in the dark, so like my threshold for quality and spookiness is a little higher, maybe. Yeah, this was with the original watercolor illustrations and everything. So yeah, like I was not built for spooky slop. Anyway, so Sonic.EXE. This is not to be confused with the 2017 remake. I didn't know there was a 2017 remake till I found this wiki. Um, so yeah, fixes a few mistakes. We can go to the originals if we want. We don't want to. Okay. Sonic.EXE was the story for the original continuity and was released by JC the Hyena on August 9th, 2011. That's actually more recent than I thought. After the ownership was transferred over to JoeDoughBoi, he remade the entire story into Sonic 2011. So also still not to be confused with Sonic 2017 remake. Probably just gonna skim the trivia. We're not gonna bother with the gallery, but okay. So this is the one everyone's pretty much heard. Kind of some spoilers in the sidebar there. I apologize. Kyle, supportive. Be the supportive Kyle you want to see in the world. All right. I'm a total Sonic the Hedgehog fan, much like everyone else. I like the newer games, but I don't mind playing the classics. I don't think I've ever played glitchy or hacked games before, though I don't think I want to play any after the experience I had. It started on a nice summer afternoon. I was playing Sonic Unleashed. I liked how you get to explore the towns in it, until I noticed, out of my peripheral vision, that the mailman had arrived and put something in my mailbox as usual and left. You know, the thing mailmen do. I paused my game to go see what I got in the mail. You know, the thing in the mailbox was a CD case for computers and a note. I took it inside. I looked at the note first and realized it was from my dear friend Kyle. Let's just call him that. Whom I hadn't heard from in 2 weeks. I know that because I recognized his handwriting. Though what was weird was how it looked. It looked badly written and scratchy, and somewhat difficult to read. As if Kyle was having a hard time writing it down and did it in a hurry. This also reminds me, speaking of writing things, it might be in the trivia section here, but there was this whole bit about where this was submitted to the creepypasta wiki in 2011 and got pulled down after 3 years because it's so bad. Despite possibly having some influence, I believe was the quote on Wikipedia, and I'm like, yeah, I agree with this move on the part of the creepypasta wiki. Um, like when you're bad enough that you can't hang out with Jeff the Killer, um, yeah, Yeah. Or I guess the rake might be part of that too. Oh, that's more extended Slenderverse. Whatever. I'm very loosely familiar with most of this shit. All right. This is what he wrote. He being Kyle. Sorry for the side. I can't take it anymore. I had to get rid of this thing somehow before it was too late, and I was hoping you'd do it for me. I can't do it. He's after me, and if you don't destroy the CD, he'll come after you too. He's too fast for me. Please, Tom, destroy this godforsaken disc before it comes after you too. It's too late for me. Destroy the disc and you'll destroy him, but do it quickly, otherwise he'll catch you. Don't even play the game. It's what he wants. Just destroy it. Please. Kyle. Well, that was certainly weird. Even though Kyle is my best friend and I haven't seen him in 2 weeks, I didn't do what he asked me. I didn't think that a simple gaming disc would do anything bad to him after all. It's just a game, right? Boy, was I wrong about that. Anyway, I looked at the disc and it looked like any ordinary computer CDR disc, except it had black marker on it written Sonic.EXE, and was much unlike Kyle's handwriting, meaning that he must have gotten it from someone else, like a pawn shop or eBay. That was one sentence. When I saw Sonic on the writing of the CD, I was actually excited and wanted to play it, since I'm a big Sonic fan. I went to my room and turned on my computer and put the disc in and installed the game. When the title screen popped up, I noticed that it was the first Sonic game. I was like, awesome, because like I said earlier, I like the classics. The first thing I noticed that was out of place was when I pressed start. There was a split second when I saw the title image turn into something much different, something I now consider horrifying, before cutting to black. Ooh. All right. I remember what the image looked like in that split second before the game cut to black. The sky had darkened. The title emblem was rusted and ruined. The Sega 1999 or 1991 was now instead Sega 666, and the water had turned red like blood, except it looked hyper realistic. All right, I'm gonna leave it up to chat. How hyper realistic does this blood look to you? They actually okay. They did do more than just a pixel texture. So credit where due. Credit where due. I don't know what's up with the rusty ring. I don't. Does gold oxidize? Not that way. But the freakiest thing was that in that split second frame with Sonic, his eyes were pitch black and bleeding, with two glowing red dots staring right at me, and his smile stretched wider up to the edge of his face. I was rather disturbed about that image when I saw it, though I figured it was just a glitch and forgot about it. After it cut to black, it stayed like that for 10 seconds or so. And then another weird thing happened. The save file selected from Sonic the Hedgehog 3 The save file selected from Sonic the Hedgehog 3 popped up, and I was like, WTF, what is this doing in the first Sonic game? Anyway, and then I noticed something off. The background was dark and cloudy, or was the dark cloudy of the bad Stardust Speedway level from Sonic CD, and there were only 3 save files. So that is one whole sentence. The music was that creepy Caverns of Winter music from Earthbound, only it was extended and seemed to have been in reverse. And the image for the save file where you see a preview of the level you're on is just red static for all 3 files. What freaked me out more was the character select. It showed only Tails, Knuckles, and to my surprise, Dr. Robotnik. Now I was sure that something was up. I mean, how can you play as Robotnik in a classic Sonic game, for crying out loud? That's when I realized it wasn't a glitchy game. It was a hacked game. Yeah, it definitely looked hacked. It was really creepy. But as a smart gamer, it doesn't exist. I wasn't scared, or at least I tried not to be. I told myself that it was just a hacked game. There's nothing wrong with that. Anyway, shaking up the creeped out feeling, I picked file 1 and chose Tails. And when I selected and got started, see, now we're not using commas where we should be. Fuck. The game froze for about 5 seconds. Then I heard a creepy pixelated laugh that sounded an awful lot like that Kefka guy from Final Fantasy before cutting to black. The screen stayed black for 10 seconds or more. Then it showed the typical level title thing, except the simplistic shapes were different shades of red, and the text showed only Hill, Act 1. The screen faded in and the level title vanished, revealing Tails in the green hill zone from Sonic 1. The music was different, though. It sounded like a peaceful melody in reverse. Anyway, I started playing, and I had Tails running as you would in any of the classic Sonic games. What was odd was that Tails was running along the level, and there was nothing but flat ground and a few trees for 5 minutes. That was when the peaceful music started to lower down into slow, deep tones very slowly as I kept going. I suddenly saw something, and I stopped to see what it was. It was one of the small animals lying dead on the ground, bleeding. That was when the music started to slow down. Tails had a shocked and saddened look on his face that I never saw him have before. So I had to move along, and he kept that worried look on his face. As he kept moving, I saw more dead animals. His Tails moved past him, looking more and more worried as the music lowers, and he moves past more dead animals. I was shocked to see how they all died. They looked like somebody killed them in rather gruesome ways. A squirrel was hanged on a tree, with what appeared to be his entrails hanging out. A bunny had all four of his limbs torn off, and a duck had his eyes gouged out and his throat slit. I felt sick to my stomach when I saw this massacre, and apparently so did Tails. After a few more seconds, there were no more animals, and the music seemed to have stopped. I still kept Tails to continue. I mean, what else were you going to do? After a minute passed, after the music stopped, Tails was running up a hill and then he stopped. It wasn't until I saw why. Sonic was there on the other side of the screen with his back against Tails with his eyes closed. Tails looked happy to see Sonic, but then his smile faltered, obviously noting that Sonic wasn't responding to him, if not acting as if he was totally oblivious of Tails' presence. Tails walked slowly towards Sonic, and I noticed that I wasn't even moving my keyboard to make him move, so this had to have been a cutscene. Suddenly, I began to have a growing feeling of dread as Tails walked closer to Sonic to get his attention. I felt that Tails was in danger and something bad was going to happen. I heard faint static growing louder as Tails was but inches away from Sonic and stuck his hand out to touch him. That foreboding feeling in my gut was growing stronger, and I felt the urge to tell Tails to get away from Sonic as the static grew louder. This is just the freaking adventure book we played during Sage, basically. Like, it's going to get more violent. Like, there weren't any dead animals, but that's literally the same. It's almost literally the same plot. Suddenly, in a split second, I saw Sonic's eyes open, and they were black with those red glowing dots, just like that title image, though there wasn't a smile. When that happened, the screen turned black and the static sound was off. It stayed black for about 7 seconds, then white text appeared, forming a message saying, "Hello, do you want to play with me?" At this point, I was creeped out. I didn't want to continue with the game, but my curiosity got the better of me when I was taken to a different level, with the level title now saying Hide and Seek. This time I was in the Angel Island level from Sonic 3, and it looked like everything was on fire. Tails looked as though he was scared out of his wits this time. He actually looked at me and made frantic gestures to me as if he wanted to get out of this area he was in as fast as possible. I was starting to get freaked out by this. I mean, Tails was actually breaking the fourth wall, trying to tell me to get him out of there. So I pressed down on the arrow key as hard as I could and made him run as fast as I could. A pixelated version of that creepy theme when you meet Shadow at the Ark, as Robotnik from SA2 was playing. You couldn't look up the song. This was 2011. YouTube existed. As I made Tails trek through the desolate forest, trying to help him escape from whatever he was trying to run from. Suddenly I heard that creepy laugh again, that awful Kefka laugh, right after 10 seconds had passed as I helped Tails run through the forest. And then I started seeing flashes of Sonic popping everywhere on the screen, again with those black and red eyes. The music changed to that suspenseful drowning jingle as I saw Sonic behind Tails, slowly gaining up on him, flying. Sonic wasn't running, he was actually flying. The flying pose was making it look very similar to Metal Sonic's flying pose in Sonic CD, except it was just Sonic, and he had the black and red eyes again, only. This time, he had the most deranged-looking grin on his face. He looked as though he was enjoying the torment he was giving this poor little fox as he gained upon him. Suddenly, when Tails tripped, another cutscene, the music stopped and Sonic vanished. Tails lay there and started crying for 15 seconds. The scene was rather upsetting to watch, and I kind of teared up myself. But then Sonic appeared right in front of Tails, and Tails looked up in horror. Blood started to come down from those blackened eyes of Sonic's as a grin slowly grew from his face as he looked down at the horrified fox. I could do nothing but watch. I like that they didn't fix all of the grammar errors, because otherwise this might actually be readable. Just in a split second, Sonic lunged at Tails right before the screen went black. There was a loud screeching noise that only lasted 5 seconds. The text returned, only this time it said, "You're too slow, want to try again?" And then that god-awful laugh came with it. I was so shocked by what had happened. Did Sonic murder Tails? No, he couldn't have. He and Tails were supposed to be best friends, right? Why did Sonic do that to him? I shook off the shock as I was brought back to the character select. The save file that had Tails was different. Tails was no longer in the box itself, but in the TV screen itself, which was flickering with red static. Tails' expression scared me. His eyes were black and bleeding. His orange fur had gone black, and an expression of anguish on his face. Trying to ignore it, I picked Knuckles next. The laugh came again, and the screen cut to black and stayed there for another 10 seconds. This time, the level said, "You can't run." I was really freaked out by now. I couldn't really tell if this was a glitch, a hack, or some kind of sick, twisted joke. Or anything, really. But despite my fear of what happened next, I kept playing. The next level looked much different. It had the sound of the scrap brain zone, but the sky background looked like the main menu. It had the dark reddish cloudy sky. But it was the music that creeped me out the most. It sounded like Gygas's theme right after you beat Pokey in Earthbound. I also noticed that Knuckles looked afraid just like Tails did, though not as much. Or rather, he looked a little unnerved. He broke the fourth wall just like Tails and looked as if he wasn't sure about going on, but I made him move anyway. He ran straight down the straight pathway in this dark level, and as he did, the screen started to flicker red static a couple times, and then that maddening laugh came again. Then, after a few seconds of running, I noticed several bloodstains on the metallic ground. I felt a growing sense of fear again, thinking something horrible was going to happen to Knuckles. He looked nauseated walking down this blood-stained road, but I still kept him going. Suddenly, as Knuckles ran, Sonic appeared right in front of him with those black and red eyes, and then red static appeared again. When the static vanished, showing nothing but a black screen with text saying, "Found you." I was now scared. Sonic had found Knuckles already? What was going on? Anyway, red static came again, and then I was back to the level. Knuckles looked like he was panicking, and Sonic was nowhere to be found. And this time, that high-pitched squealing from the Silent Hill 1's final boss was playing. Was some kind of final boss battle with Sonic? I hope to God it wasn't, honestly. Suddenly, Sonic appeared right behind Knuckles in what appeared to be a pixelated black smoke. I made Knuckles turn and then punch Sonic, but Sonic vanished into black pixelated smoke before I could even land a hit, and that terrible laugh went off again. Then Sonic appeared behind Knuckles again, and I made him punch again, and Sonic vanished again laughing. Knuckles was panicking even more, and I felt like I was going crazy. Knuckles was practically playing with us. He was playing a sick, twisted little mind game with me and Knuckles. Another cutscene played out as Knuckles fell to his knees and clutched his head, sobbing. I felt his agony. Sonic was actually driving us both crazy. Okay. And then, in a split second, Sonic lunged at Knuckles and the screen went black with another distorted screeching noise that lasted for at least 3 seconds. Another text message appears. So many souls to play with, so little time. Would you agree? What the hell? What is going on? I started to think Sonic was actually trying to talk to me through the game, but I was too scared to think that. I was brought back to the main menu, and this time the second file box had Knuckles in the TV screen. His red fur darkened to a reddish gray. His dreadlocks were dripping with blood, and his eyes were black and bleeding too. And he had a look of sadness on his face. I began to think that those were the actual characters trapped in those TV screens and on the save files, but I couldn't believe it. I didn't want to believe it. So I shut off the game and took a break. I took a nap. I wish I hadn't, because then I began to have the most disturbing nightmare. I was in pitch black darkness, though I was under the light given off by a lamp that hung high above my head. I could hear the cries of Knuckles and Tails nearby. They were saying stuff like, "Help us," and "Why did you give us to him?" and "Run away before he gets you too." The cries died out as I then heard Sonic laugh. His laugh. It sounded a lot like the distorted Kefka laugh. "You're a lot of fun to play with, kid, just like your friend Kyle, though he didn't last long." I was scared looking around for the source of the voice. "Won't be long now till you join him and all my other friends." I saw him walking towards me, flickering in and out of several directions. "You can't run, kid. You're in my world now, just like the others." When he grabbed me and I saw his bleeding black and red-eyed grinning face, I woke up with a fright. After a couple hours, I decided to continue playing the game. I don't know why, but I had to know. I had to figure out why this was happening. So I turned on the computer, turned on the game, and selected Robotnik next. I still thought that was wacky. Fucking Christ, the word choice. Play as Robotnik. But anyway, the level title appeared again, and this time it said ... which I found really freaky. Scared by an ellipsis. Alright. This time I was in some kind of hallway. It didn't really look like it was from any of the classic Sonic games, though it has the pixelated style. The floor was shiny and checkered. The walls were dark grayish purple with animated candlelights and a few dark bloodstains here and there. And there was a dark red curtain hanging above on the top part of the screen. Every 12 seconds or so, that red curtain sways very slowly. But whenever you're playing the game, you can barely see it move. The music was oddly pleasant. piano playing a rather sad yet peaceful song, but I knew better. This was the song to play in Hill Act 1, only it wasn't in reverse. Robotnik didn't look entirely nervous like Tails and Knuckles did, but he did have a suspicious look on his face, as if he was just a bit paranoid. He did a little animation when I just left him standing. He turned his head to the left and then to the right, at least twice, and then shrugged at me as if he had no idea where he was or what was going on. Even though I was scared out of my mind about what was going to happen, I had Robotnik continue onward. He did his usual running animation, you know, when you beat him at the end of a classic Sonic game and you chase him, as we continued going through the hallway. Then I stopped at a long flight of stairs leading downward. Now I was nervous. Even Robotnik seemed unsure of himself, though I pressed onward. As I led Robotnik down the stairs, I noticed that the walls had gotten darker and more reddish. The red torches were now an eerie blue. We laid on another hallway. This one was longer than the last one, or at least it felt like it. And then we headed down another flight of stairs. This one was much longer. It took at least 1 full minute. Then I heard that horrid Kefka laugh again, and the music slowly faded until it was quiet. As it did, the walls turned more dark red, and the torches were a black flame now. When Robotnik landed in the third hallway, I noticed he now looked really creeped out, though he tried to hide it. I couldn't blame him. I was scared too. Suddenly, Sonic popped right in front of Robotnik the way he did Knuckles, and then red static. The red static lasted for about 15 seconds, and then showed me a most unpleasant image. The image showed a hyper-realistic of Sonic. What does that even mean? Hey, baby, show you hyper-realistic. Standing in the darkness where you can only see his face while his head and torso faded into black. When I say hyper-realistic, oh, there's an explanation. When I say hyper-realistic, I mean he looked so real you could actually see the lines in his blue fur. If you could actually feel the fur if you touched the screen. His face, oh god, he had the most horrifying smile I'd ever seen. So yeah, that's just prefix Sonic movie, Sonic. That's saying something, considering I saw that image at the start of the game. His eyes were wide and black, and once again crying blood, which also looked hyper-realistic. And there were 2 small glowing red dots in those black eyes staring right at me, as if staring into my mind. His grin was wide and demonic. It literally stretched to the sides of his face like a Cheshire cat, except Sonic had fangs. Very sharp fangs. Very much like the werehog's teeth, except more vicious looking. Somewhat yellowish from the look of it. He had stains of blood and small bits of flesh on his lips and fangs, as if he ate some animal. I think we have a new longest sentence here. No, yeah, there's a comma there. So yeah, new longest sentence. I stared at that gruesome image for a good 30 seconds, never taking my eyes off it. I felt as if he was actually looking at me, smiling at me, that face. It took just 10 seconds for it to etch itself in my brain for good. Then the screen flickered with red static again 3 times, and on the 3rd time, I heard the Kefka laugh, except this time it sounded distorted, demonic even. I went back to the image again, except this time there was the text again. Although it was messed up, it was pretty much one of the most horrifying things I looked at since I had this game. I am God. Actually, let me do it in Sonic with, I am God! It was when I read that message while I was looking at Sonic that hit me. I realized right there and then, this Sonic was a monster, a pure evil, sadistic, all-powerful, nightmarish, demented monster. And all of his victims, including Tails, Knuckles, Robotnik, and possibly Kyle, are just his little toys. And the game is the very gateway to his chaotic, nightmarish world and the very hell his victims are trapped in. Suddenly, in an actual split second, I screamed as Sonic lunged at the screen, screeching loudly with his mouth wide open to an unnatural length, revealing nothing but a literally spiraling abyss of pure darkness before the red static came again. This time, much louder and distorted, so loud that it hurt my ears. I yelled and grabbed my ears as the red static screeched for a good 7 seconds. Then it stopped, and it showed nothing but a black screen. As I sat there staring at the black screen, one last text came up. Ready for round 2, Tom? The Kefka laugh, now sounding more clear, as if Sonic was right behind me, played again 3 times as I looked at that text in shock and confusion. Then I got booted back to the main menu, and this time, the 3rd save file for the TV had an image of Robotnik in the same tormented state as Tails and Knuckles. Robotnik's skin turned a dull gray, his mustache drooped and had blackened, his glasses broke and blood is coming from them, and he had a mere dead-like expression on his face. I looked at Tails, Knuckles, and Robotnik and cried a bit. I pitied them for the agony they were going through. They were forever trapped within the game, forever tormented by that horrid hedgehog, and always will be. Then the computer shut itself off. I couldn't turn it back on no matter what I did. I sat there for maybe 25 seconds, horrified by what had just happened. Sonic is the very embodiment of evil. Oh. He tortures people who play his game in more ways than one, and then when he gets bored, he drags you into the game, literally drags you to hell, where he can play with you always as his toy. That's quite an extrapolation. Like, we have had no updates on what happened to Kyle. I can't get the game out of my computer. I think it's stuck in there, but at least I managed to turn it back on now. After I sat there for 25 seconds, I heard a voice right behind me like a whisper. Try to keep this interesting for me, Tom. I turned around to see where the voice came from, and what I saw made me scream. Sitting on my bed, staring right at me, was a Sonic plushie, smiling with bloodstains under his eyes. Alright, so yeah, we are going to read round 2. Is it the same as Sonic.EXE too? No. Yeah, Sonic.EXE 2 is different. Oh, God, there's going to be so much shit I got to read. I'm going to stick... Okay. I think we're going to cut back on the reading a little bit and just do... Listen to reboot. Alright, so rebooted in 2017 to improve the characters and make it more realistic. We'll see. Yeah. Here it is. JC initially posted the story in the creepypasta wiki. It has since been taken down due to be considered low quality and has been re-uploaded to the trollpasta wiki. A decision JC was furious at. Oh my god, there's actually a mess. We gotta read the message before we move on. This is a story was initially called Sonic.AVI. I was changed as not to let it be classified as a movie creepypasta. The wiki page was also changed to Sonic.EXE for a short time to fix any broken links. I gotta read the extent. I gotta check out the extension too. Jesus Christ. Okay. The whole post is here. This should be great. Alright. Attention, all Sonic.EXE fans. On January 14th, after Sonic.EXE was removed from the creepypasta wiki, JC the Hyena threw a lengthy rant on his Fur Affinity account. He's now realized that he'd gone overboard, and has calmed down since then. Excuse me. The post. I never kept count. I deeply regret to inform you all that I received some bad news. The admins of the creepypasta wiki have finally decided to delete Sonic.exe off of the wiki. We deleted the Sonic.exe off of the wiki on the grounds that it was badly written and had too many cliches and was a bad example of what should be a creepypasta. Correct. Bull friggin' horseshit. As you can see, I'm furious with the fact that my masterpiece, which... I'm sorry, dude. I mean, this guy was probably a kid when he wrote this. If this dropped in 2011, that means I was nearly 30. So, like, I definitely wasn't the target audience for it, even if it wasn't garbage, but come on, man. Alright, where were we? I can't fucking get past the masterpiece bit. As you can see, I am furious with the fact that my masterpiece, which has won the hearts of millions and has made a massive impact on the internet, is being brought down by a bunch of jealous, arrogant, r-slurred, furry haters. But maybe the furry thing came into it, but it doesn't seem to have. But that does not mean I'm going to just sit down and take this lightly. Nope. They've been messing with the bull, and now they've called out the horns. Oh, great. Listen, everyone, I need your help with this. We are at war here. I want every Sonic.exe fan who's reading this to get the word out. I want you to tell every other Sonic.exe fan out there, every fanatic, every artist, every follower of my creation about this. Tell your fans who are also Sonic.exe fans if they have to. Tell them we have to keep the spirit of Sonic.exe alive. Look, I know I followed Save Our Sailors back in the day, but that was actually, you know, for a decent show. Being butchered by a localization company. This guy's gonna tell you to buy plain strawberry Pop-Tarts. Alright, make more fan art, make more videos, block the haters, praise Sonic.EXE like you never have before, build websites dedicated to his greatness. Whatever you gotta do to keep him alive and strong. Just do it! The deletion of Sonic.EXE from the wiki is but a minor cut on our flower of greatness, my friends. What? And that cut has done nothing but further the spreading, and we are the pollen of this flower. We need to prepare for our victory over the haters. The haters need to bleed for their crimes. Rejoice, my fellow Sonic.EXE fans. Our glorious little hellspawn shall have the laugh yet. This will be his ultimate victory. The absolute subjugation of the internet itself. But you did, and I love you for it. Okay, they didn't say what it was for, if any, so. Jesus Christ. Oh, okay, there's... I guess the archive post has the retraction as well. But yeah, okay, that's Sonic.EXE the first. Alright, let's play the first fucking game. Let me get this out of the way. Okay. Also, I need to look up something. So I can't remember if Donut Lord was named Tom. In the films. Yeah! Do not tell me! Do not fucking tell me that somebody on the writing team decided to name Donut Lord in the movies Tom because of Sonic.EXE. That would actually be pretty fucking funny. But, oh, Jesus Christ. Alright, so. Moving on. What were we doing? Okay, let's actually play the goddamn game. Alright, we're on with the original version. Might look a little stretched out, but that's how it full screen for me. I just captured them as they put out. I didn't, like, adjust anything, so. I forgot to turn off the audio. Alright. And I believe this is on keyboard. Okay, creepy loading screen. Does it actually use gamepad? Am I tabbed in? I can't move left and right because we're on the menu screen. There's the Kafka collab. Hill. Okay, space is jump. You can't get choppery though. Alright. Oh, that's the rabbit. Why is he... I don't remember being called Gray. There's the entrails squirrel. You get any cookies? No. Looks like... Okay, that's the rockhopper penguins. Alright. So just penguin, squirrel, and rabbit. That's a lot. Does he have an idle animation? Nope, tune's gone. I mean, it is accurate to the story. That's not really, like, a positive, but it is accurate to the story.
Hello. Do you want to play with me?
I meant to mention the dev name for this. It's missed something, like MY5T something. We'll read it when we do Sally.EXE, which... It's like a weird green screen version of the sprite, I guess to make him look afraid. I remember noticing the little teardrop glimmer. Also, like... There's a little bit of a... You didn't crop the sprite well enough because there's this little brown line sticking off his hair. That I don't think is supposed to be part of his hair. Oh, we can't even jump here. I thought it was a cutscene. Alright, well, Tails cries, whatever. The crying animation is well done.
Your heart.
I forgot about the heart extraction, too. Good choice of scream effect.
You're too slow. Want to try again?
Not particularly. Alright. It's Knuckles o'clock, baby. Was that a sword car update? Hell yeah. My man doesn't have the glides either. They didn't really make him look perturbed. What's the X? Oh, X is the punch button, but there's nothing to punch. I guess we have to manually punch Sonic when the chance comes up. Heard the story. Oh, here's the blood sword ramp. Decent blood splatters.
Found you.
We can't leave, so I just gotta keep doing this, apparently.
You will die at my hands.
Okay.
So many souls to play with. So little time. Would you agree?
I love Sweat Trap Robotnik, I'm sorry, it's so good. Welcome to Ellipsis. Doop, doop, doop. Okay, I remember playing the staircase. I feel like I got under it somehow. When I played it back in the day. I should have checked the year on when that last playthrough was. I'll do that when we hit the first ad break. Oh, there are black flames, by the way. You can barely tell. I would have put a little, like, gray and white highlighting in there to make it a little more distinct, but okay. Guess we'll die. You match the actual static times, too. Close to it. This is the hyper-realistic Sonic. Okay. There's not really much of the bloody tears happening, though. I feel like it's a little too long for... There's not as much impact with it just sitting there for a minute.
Ready for round 2.
Where do you get my username from? Oh, maybe it's like whatever the default Mist Crimson. That's the dev name. You must read whatever the default user account is on the computer. Glad I used the same one. That's pretty good. I don't know enough Japanese to read that. Do I have time to Google Lens that shit? Probably not. If not, I'll just pause. I'm gonna do it off after the stream, but let's see if I already have it. No, okay, well. How quickly can we download it? I want to know what this says. Like that bottom part I could probably figure out, because I know my katakana Jake, Shanri, Jake Shanri, Gerik, Geri, Great. Alright. Ambition wa. I'm sorry, this is annoying. There we go. What's it set up to search? It's not. There we go. Okay. We gotta get a little closer. We can do it segment by segment here. There's a way to free yourself. A spell to get our souls back. We must speak it, but we have to talk about. Well, but when we speak, there's no sound. We are all deaf. Okay. Here we go. Here we go. Sideways might help. Okay, there's a way to free ourselves. A clear statement to get our souls back. But we must speak it. But when we speak, no sound comes out. The singing is all deaf. So failure is inevitable, and I regret ever getting into my inner pet demons within me. Immortality versus Soul Snatcher. Jake Shanley versus Gary Crook. Ambition is overrated. Okay. We just back out of that? No. So we have to control delete out of it. That's helpful. Alright, shut up. That was a cute little addition at the end. I don't remember that from when I played it. But again, that was apparently 11 years ago. 11 and a half years ago. Jesus Christ. I don't know if I'm going to put it on screen, but I can mute it and see if it had the same splash screen at the end. Oh, good God. It had something similar. Okay. There was different Japanese at the end of the original. Hold on. See if I can't get some out of this. And the cry of my sick soul, you become my shadow walker. Let me sin with my sins. Our funeral ecstasy destroyed the devil's black heart. Okay. Not as interesting. I wonder where they changed it. I think Shanley was the original writer. The JC the Hyena or whatever. Somebody broke this into chapters at some point, and I don't know why. I didn't. Julia White Sonic. What? Okay. Yeah, so that was Sonic.EXE. And we got an ad coming right up, so we'll run that, and then we'll read some more, probably. Or play Sally.EXE. I'll figure out where we're going next. Be right back. To Sonic.EXE. So we'll read the original one that got replaced with a different one. Then we're going to play Sally.EXE, which was the game sequel to it, which I don't think they're connected as much as the first one was. But Sally.EXE is made by Mist Crimson, who made the original game. So, I'll get this bad boy back up here. Oh, stick it off. Got it. All right, and here we go. All right. Sonic.EXE 2 is the original sequel to Sonic.EXE created by JC the Hyena. It was replaced by Round 2. It was previously considered lost media before popping up on the Trollpasta wiki. It was published on March 25th, 2012. A video narrating the story was released by JoeDoughBoi. I'm going to have to watch that myself later, but... alternatively, I might just play that and comment on it. Give me a second here. I want to see how long it is. Also, shoutouts for... it's half an hour. It does have illustrations, though. So, yeah, I think... let's do it... did somebody make a game based on this one? Let me check. Oh god, okay. Okay, so I gotta read the trivia for this one first. The story contradicts Round 2, which is the story that replaced it, where X got out of in his story in this story, X was in the process of getting out in Round 2, while being set around the same time, and the story only existed on the creepypasta wiki for 4 days before being deleted and 1 day after being completed. Alright, I'm gonna do a quick extra capture for this bad boy. I didn't see the I didn't tell you to play. Back up. Unmute. Oh, move this underneath. Oh. Okay. Oh, you can't see the title with my fat head in the way anyway, but whatever. It's Sonic.EXE 2 creepypasta narration by... Oh, here, let's get on screen. There we go. Sonic... what is this? Yeah. Sonic.EXE 2 creepypasta narration by JoeDoughBoi. I'll probably pause here and there to comment on it. This is mostly just to save my voice.
Hey, here's a little bit of context for the video. This video was made purely for fun, and should not be taken as new content for the series. This is Sonic.EXE 2, the lost original sequel to Sonic.EXE that was uploaded back in 2012. This was written by JC and published to the Creepypasta Wiki, before it became lost after being moved to the Trollpasta Wiki. It's been lost for 10 years until it was found and re-uploaded onto the Trollpasta Wiki in 2022. I was made aware of its existence through a suggestion to the EXE Iceberg, and spent the last week creating this video. It's certainly an interesting piece of history for the game.
This is gonna ruin my YouTube suggestions.
Canon, considering how JC basically forgot and moved on from it. Nonetheless, it gives us an alternate view into the entity known as Sonic. We currently have no plans on adapting any of the content from the story, though I only clarified due to coincidental overlaps in future content. Alright, enjoy the narration.
Okay, allow me to introduce myself before I go blabbing away. My name is Crystal. I live with my mom and dad, and I'm a serious Sonic the Hedgehog fan.
Oh, another one.
Friends are too. Kinda formed a club. Anyway, I want to get this out of the way before something happens. I just got back from a friend's funeral. His name was Tom. I was
Oh no!
when he died.
Rest in
A
piss.
little confused too. The police reported that he committed suicide. I gotta say, I was weirded out. First, Kyle disappears, and now Tom goes and kills himself. I found that really odd, so I went to Tom's house to talk about it with his dad, who was clearly shaken by the whole ordeal at
Rip
first.
Donut Lord.
Calmed himself down
That would also make it funnier if they actually kill him off in the new movie.
things to help take his mind off him. So I looked through Tom's stuff and I found something that really caught my eye. A CD case for computers. On
Why is it always for computers?
black marker writing spelling Sonic.EXE. Now, as a big Sonic fan, I was pretty curious about it, so I asked Tom's dad if I could have it.
Why the fuck
He
am I
said
doing
yes,
this to myself?
but not before looking unsure when I showed him it. So I went and took it home. I looked at the disc for a while. It certainly looked like an ordinary CD game disc. Kinda got me wondering if it was a game that Tom made. I laughed at that idea. Because
I just wanted to mention real quick, the person reading this right now is the person who did the 2017 remake, I believe. Just to clarify the connection there.
sure, he likes video games as much as I do, but I wouldn't say he was good at making his own games. So I went and popped the game into my computer, installed it and stuff, and then started it. And then, much to my surprise and pleasure, the opening title sequence of the first Sonic the Hedgehog game appeared on my screen. I was like, "Aw, yeah, I love this game," and pressed start right away.
This is just the first story all over again.
The screen changed before it went to black, but I didn't have enough time.
You're supposed to do something new in the sequel.
So, it looked like Sonic smiling with black and red dotted eyes and crying blood. Boy, do I hate that image to this day. Anyway,
I'm surprised they
when
didn't
the
throw one
main
up there.
menu
Okay.
popped up, I was a little weirded out, and here's why. It didn't look like any
Silver?
Sonic main menu.
Really? Okay, if Sally's in this, alright, dude, Sally.EXE Next
The
does make
file
sense.
select for Sonic 3, except there are only 5 save files.
5.
The background looked like the sky of the Twilight Realm from Zelda, only in a very good 16-bit pixelated form. The
That's not that good.
music playing sounded ominous for some reason. It sounded like the final day from Majora's Mask. Each file also had a Sonic,
Oh, they didn't reverse it this time.
none of which I really expected to play as. The order was the following: Silver, Blaze, Sally, Mighty, and Amy. I was certain that this was a hacked game, but I shrugged it off and continued.
Still no Charmy. Justice for Charmy.
I tried to pick Sally.
At least they didn't drag Big the Cat into this. I would have been pissed.
But the game wouldn't let me for
You
some
cannot
reason.
taint the legacy of my boy.
Mighty, and Amy next, and that also didn't work. It was then I realized that I had to play all the characters in order, starting with Silver. So I went ahead.
Oh yeah, it doesn't have the locks on this one like the first one
When
did.
the screen faded to black again, I heard Kefka's laugh, except it sounded a little distorted. The screen remained black for about, I don't know, about 7 to 10
I
seconds.
dunno.
Anyway, the black screen then changed.
I'm not trying to make fun of his voice, I'm just making fun of the delivery.
Then it showed the level title screen, which oddly read Trapped. Okay, at this point, I was rather weirded out, but I did my best to shake the feeling off. The level I was in looked a lot like Arena Hill Zone, except
Oh, okay, a
the
little bit.
environment looked dark, decrepit, haunting even. The music that was playing sounded like the haunted house theme from Super Mario World, except it was in reverse and a little slow. It really creeped me out. Silver, the idle animation he was
Christ.
looked as if he was trying to hide his fear.
All you gotta do is get the feather so you get the cape, and then you fly up the side of the house, and you can walk over the whole thing.
I had Silver running.
What's
for
the point of
about
this?
30 seconds in the
Then you get the secret exit that kind of shortcuts you across the lake.
No obstacles. I was a little confused.
I think.
if
It's
not
been a while.
all the more bored with the game. But then, what I think was a cutscene began when Silver stopped running, and I saw why. On the other side of the screen, a few feet away from him, was Sonic, who had black eyes with small red dots in them, staring at
Oh, let's
Silver,
get comfortable.
who was clearly frightened at the sight of the blue hedgehog for some reason. The music was no longer playing.
Oh yeah, he's got big eyes.
Then red static flickered, and then it showed black screen, this time with a message.
I'm so glad that I'm playing with you.
I was a little creeped out at that.
That's kind of on par with the voice from the
red
first
static brought
game.
back the game, and this time Sonic is smiling at Silver, who's so scared tears are running down his face, while blood was running down Sonic's.
It's no use.
And this time the message was,
How about I give you a head start?
at this point, I was starting to freak out a bit. Did Sonic say that? If so, what did he mean by head start? Anyway, the red static brought the game Sonic did an odd little animation that looked like he was stepping aside. And
The gray shoes don't look creepy or
Still
right at all. It's just
smiling.
bad
Silver, to my shock,
on
broke
a
the fourth wall by looking at me
.exe
and
there.
looking like he doesn't want to continue on with the level. I was
No, it's still a 10 shifts. Yeah, you can tell this is written by the original author.
I was creeped out, but I tried to shake it off and had Silver go past Sonic and continue onward. After a minute or two, I heard that distorted Kefka laugh again, and then the music started playing some freaky high-pitched notes.
I do like the sprite for the flight animation there. That's pretty cool, actually.
I started to freak
I'm not
out
gonna
and
lie.
leave the button on the keyboard that had Silver
decent.
running still. Sonic is
Polished
running
turd,
up
if you will.
and I was just panicking, and he also had the most deranged smile on his face, as if he was intent on killing Silver. When he finally caught Silver, the screen went black, and there was this loud screeching noise that lasted a good 4 seconds. My jaw just dropped as another message popped up.
I didn't really have anything against Silver, except for how dumb he is, of course.
I mean, Hoops Among Us.
Dumbass.
Okay, sliding the dumbass in there was pretty good.
Then that Kefka laugh. I couldn't believe what just happened. I had thoughts about Sonic killing Silver, but I didn't really
I
believe
honestly didn't
those
think I was going to
thoughts.
throw a like
I
on this, but
couldn't.
that earned it. The little
It looked
dumbass.
bad. I didn't think the game was a hacked game anymore. It looked too messed up for anyone to make. I knew something was up, something sinister. So anyway, I got booted back to the main menu. It
Oh,
was no longer in a save file.
messed up.
When I looked at
Yeah, messed up Silver looks a lot better than the messed up ones from the first
Silver was
game.
in the screen flickering in the red static, and he was in a real sorry state. His fur darkened, his eyes were black and bleeding, his face looked cracked, like it was gonna fall apart any second, and he had quite an upsetting expression on his face.
Doesn't quite match the
Like he wanted
description,
to
but
die, but he can't. Man,
it does look
I
effed
feel
up,
a
so
knot in my
credit
gut
where
when I
due.
saw Silver like that. I rubbed any tears out of my eyes after that and tried to continue with the game.
Imagine being that attached to Silver.
The Kefka laugh came again.
I can't.
Starting to annoy me at this point, as the screen faded to black. The level title this time was called Empty.
To be fair, I've only played
The level
06
started up,
regarding
also
games that have Silver in it,
Casino
so.
Night Zone, except it looked hellish, like an evil casino night zone, and the music that
An
was
evil
playing
casino
was
night zone.
odd. It sounded like a really low beeping sound that goes of every 10 seconds. Blaze was doing an animation as if she had no idea what was going on.
How was this only uploaded 4 months ago?
Looking like she wasn't sure that she wanted to continue.
How long was this file lost?
I feel the same feeling she was, and I didn't like it, but I had to continue. As I had Blaze trek through the creepy casino area, I noticed that it also had a macabre themed park style to it. Kinda like Joker's Funland in Arkham City. Good game, by the way. Except anything that was meant to have a clown face to it instead had a seriously messed
We were
up
supposed to start
face.
playing the Batmans in
Red dot,
August,
huge
but
fanged grin
Deus
on his
Ex has been
face.
taking too
I
long,
was
so.
seriously creeped out now, but at least the level acted more like an actual level, albeit with the lack of enemies. Blaze still looked creeped out, and I couldn't blame her. After going around on platforms, elevators, traps, and other stuff, Blaze started running on a flat road. The music had stopped playing.
Blaze
Then I
fall
started
down.
feeling a really ugly
Oh
pang
no.
of suspense growing
She's
in my
sleepy.
gut. Blaze clearly looked nervous too. And then suddenly, Blaze tripped, and then that godforsaken laugh came again, and Sonic appeared in a puff of black, pixelated smoke,
Oh
turning and
god.
crying blood again. Looking
Wow,
at
the
Blaze,
pixelated
who
smoke.
looked just plain mortified.
Looks really phoned in. It's looking like he just got hit with a
Again,
fishnet
another
filter.
message.
I don't know if you're either clumsy or just being stupid. Maybe both.
Then that laugh again.
Absolutely both.
I was like, what the fuck? Did the game just insult me?
Oh, there's a
The
swear.
black screen changed back to the game again. Blaze is in what appears to be a mirror room, and Sonic is nowhere to be found. And some freaking music like an 8-bit piano banging frantically was playing. What was this? Boss fight? No, didn't feel like it. In fact, I didn't think this game had any boss battles at all. Anyways, Sonic appeared in one of the mirrors smiling, so I had Blaze destroy the mirror. But all I got
Okay, the mirror breaking
was
does look
that
kind of cool.
wretched Kefka laughing. Sonic then appeared in another mirror, smiling.
Should have put in more
like
Kefka laughs.
Joker. Had Blaze destroy that too. Ended up hearing the laugh again. Sonic was practically driving me nuts by pissing me off. Yes, I said Sonic was driving me nuts.
By pissing me off.
Thinking Sonic was doing all this. I kept destroying mirrors that had Sonic in them, but I end up just destroying mirrors and hearing that freaking annoying laugh for who knows how long. I was both irritated and terrified at the same time, to say the least.
Bad.
Suddenly, Blaze fell to the floor tired. This had to be a cutscene because no matter what button I pressed, nothing happened. Anyway, Sonic reappeared the same way he did earlier, and Blaze looked up at him, looking exhausted and rather scared. I too was looking at Sonic with fear and spite. Don't get me wrong, I still like Sonic.
My
but
two
this
favorite
isn't the
emotions.
Sonic I know. No, this guy. Anyway, the screen went to red static again, and then came another message.
I never get tired of doing what I do best.
The screen went to black, and this time Sonic's gone.
Well, yeah, you love your job. You never work a day in your life.
Suddenly,
That's the
glass
same metaphor.
shards Blaze made started floating in midair, and then fly around her in a circle. Static again, and then
In fact, you want to know something hilarious?
Blaze looked at
That looks like a really improvised question mark for the font, and it looks like garbage.
opening wide.
The mouth looks good.
Blaze and breaking
Yeah, some of the sprite art slides look pretty decent. I'm into it.
It actually keeps me up at night doing what I do.
Again, polishing a turd, but
The glass shards flew into Blaze, and as they did, the screen went black with a loud screeching noise. This one was much louder. I had to plug my ears in pain from it. The screeching stopped just when it started, and I was booted back to the main menu again. Blaze was just like Silver. She was no longer in her save file. Instead, she was in the TV screen in the file, and she too was in such a tormented state. Her fur had darkened and was messy. Her eyes were also black and bleeding, and the most ugly feature was that she had been grotesquely disfigured.
Should be saving the tea for the readings.
Earlier. She had cuts and wounds that were so bad you could see the meat, blood, and bone inside her. She had such a dead-like expression. I almost had an urge to vomit at the sight of Blaze. It was more than I could bear.
Blech.
I tried to forget about Blaze and selected Sally. I was thankful I was selecting her next. She was my favorite Sonic character, and I was hoping that Sonic wasn't going to do anything to her. When I selected Sally, the screen changed to red static instead of
She's
it going.
barely a Sonic character unless you follow the comics or the Saturday morning show.
Yet another message.
I'm gonna go easy on this one.
And I dislike most of the characters they added to those.
Then that horrid laugh. What did Sonic mean by going easy? I figured he liked Sally, but something was definitely not right.
Oh, and she's in the Christmas special for The Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog. I almost forgot. Has no lines. Shows up for like 2 seconds total. But she's there.
Sally was in what should have been a hallway, but instead
It's more of a cavern, bro.
looked torn, twisted, and suspended in some kind of chaotic space. It was as if she had just walked right into hell itself.
I do like the contrast of the sprite against the fucked up background.
Anyway, there was no music.
That was a good
playing,
call.
which added more to the creepiness. I honestly didn't know what to do here.
And there's like
but
the
I had
clear
Sally
like
running. Didn't want to
split
continue playing, but something was
sync line
practically
there.
forcing me to do so. I had Sally jump on platforms and stuff. This level was just messed up, and Sally just had this perplexed expression. I was just creeped out and worried what may happen to Sally, but I still kept her going. I was more worried by the.
This is just the concerns over Robotnik again.
Like it's trying to tell me that the only bad guy in it was Sonic, because so far he's done something rather messed up to the playable characters and psychologically mess with my head. Why? I don't know.
Why?
Maybe he's some kind of demon haunting the game or something.
Fun fact, I named my old playthrough of this from over a decade ago Sonic.EXE, because why the hell was I playing it?
Anyway, I had Sally continue hopping across platforms in the chaotic space, but then I accidentally had her jump into a large empty area that had her falling into the abyss.
Dead.
I just dropped my...
I mean, dead anyway, but dead.
When she landed onto the bottom of the screen went to red static yet again, and I almost jumped out of my seat. Then came yet another message.
You look a bit run down. Why not take a little break while you still can?
I was like, what the
We'll
fuck?
take another little break in 33 minutes.
Did the game just tell me to take a break from it?
Oh no.
I did what it told me and turned off
You got the Wii.
After I
You gotta stop waggling
back to
message.
my computer, and I saw that a chat popped up. What freaked me out more was that the chat invite came from Sally. Here's how the chat went.
Hi,
Hi?
Oh my god.
I'm sorry for what Sonic's
I'm
doing.
so glad he's doing a voice for her.
He's really a nice guy.
If he's nice, he's got a very funny way of showing it.
He needs your help.
My help?
He wants out.
Out? What do you mean?
Play the game a bit more, and I'll explain.
After that, Sally left the chat.
That's not how I remember Sally sounding at all, but at least she tried.
What did she mean?
I mean, I wanted to talk. I
Out?
do terrible impersonations
Anyway,
too.
I went back to the game and it just moved me to the next level, which read out. Sally was now
Hey, we got out.
nothingness, with what appeared to be white pixels here and there forming the level somewhat. The only music that was playing was a faint pixelated sound that wasn't really noticeable. This level was creepy in a sense that I didn't
Sally
know
Acorn for
what
the
I got
Vectrex. Let's go.
I had Sally continue through the bizarre level.
I'm sorry, his gray shoes are so
After at least
distracting now that
3
I've
to 4
noticed them.
minutes of traversing the weird level, Sonic appeared out of nowhere and came the message.
Figured it out yet?
And then came that monstrous laugh. I was brought back to the main menu, and I saw Sally's image on the file. Sally wasn't as bad as Silver or Blaze, but she
The
was
grin's a
still
nice
hard to
touch.
look at. Her eyes had been sewn shut.
I was gonna say, those look like
Her had
stitches.
darkened a bit. She had a wide, deranged smile that looked like she had several rows of fangs like a shark. I was very creeped out at her image, but
Doesn't quite
she
convey the
seemed
shark
very
teeth, but that's
cheerful
fine.
at her predicament, while the others looked miserable. It was weird. Anyway, another chat popped up. Here's the conversation.
How do I look?
What?
I said, how do I look?
You look like you're in a lot of pain.
It's not the worst he's done. You should see Tails.
What's his beef? Why is Sonic doing this?
He's bored. He's been stuck in this game for so long.
Look, as someone who gets bored on the regular, I
That you should hurt someone.
don't recall ever having started killing people out of boredom.
Like I'm really supposed to believe that?
Oh, yeah, I just realized the story even said as much, albeit more sloppily.
Not yet.
What?
You better decide soon. He hates waiting.
After that, she closed the chat. I had no idea what she meant.
I also have no idea what chat client this is supposed to be.
Brushed off her threats and took a break from the game. Bad mistake, obviously, because I went
MSN Messenger? I've never used that one, so except for via ICQ maybe. Or
I felt a painful numbness in my head. I could see Sonic with his blue
I like these arts too.
and wide, mad grin.
I just like that scratchy pen and ink style.
His laugh sounded just like it did in the game, only more realistic and distorted.
We gotta look in the description afterwards to see if there's a link to him.
Dressed up.
The sound of a drilling going off could be heard.
And the effort put into the power drill too. It's a little sloppy, but
Impatient.
fits the style.
Sonic came in front of me, then pulled the large mirror in front of me. What I saw made me gag. Sonic had lobotomized me. He had cut the top of my skull off and had drilled into my brain. He then dug his hand.
Quite how lobotomy works, but okay.
Started pulling my brain, looking at me with that horrid grin.
Don't keep me waiting.
It was when he tore my brain out when I woke up in a cold, frightened sweat. Was that real? Was Sonic really threatening me to do what he said? It obviously did.
Probably
because
not.
ran to
I mean,
my
I
computer
guess,
just in time
for the
to
sake of the
Sally
shitty story.
Opening up another chat again.
Hi.
Okay, what the hell is going on?
Yeah, the voice that he's doing for Sally is closer to Amy.
Crap out of me.
We got 7 minutes left of this shit.
He does that sometimes. I told you he hates waiting.
Don't give me that crap. Your boyfriend's evil.
He's not evil. He's just bored. He wants out.
Keep telling me that he wants out of the game, but how am I supposed to get a video game character out of a little game disc?
Very carefully. With a 3D printer?
If you can get into the game, you can get out.
Get a projector? I don't know.
Suggesting that I should be a hacker?
I don't know. Seems like an easier way to do it.
So,
Forget it.
just
I'm no
the
hacker.
writing.
I
God.
don't even know how this game was made.
Would you rather end up like your friends Tom and Kyle?
Wait. What? What did you just say?
Find a way to get him
That is
out.
killing me.
He'll leave you alone. Simple as that.
No, wait. How did you know Tom and Kyle? What did Sonic do to them? Too late. Sally had closed the chat after that. What the hell did she mean? How did she know about Tom and
Why
Kyle?
am I doing this?
Was this game the reason for Kyle's disappearance and the reason behind Tom's death? Did Sonic really suck them into the game with him? And for what? Because he's bored and wants to be let out? I didn't know what to do, but I couldn't take it anymore. I had to do what he said, and I did for 3 reasons. 1, I wanted to know what he did to my friends. 2,
Fair enough.
I wanted him to stop this. And 3, I wanted to figure out how to hack him out of a game soon. Luckily, my
Sentence
dad
just
has a
fell
friend
apart.
specialized
Again, I'm pretty sure it's more the writing than the
gave me
reader.
stuff I needed to hack the crazed game. So, I
That's
plugged the CD into a
convenient.
device. I plugged the device to my hard drive, which connected the information of the game.
Rabbit, flu shot, talk to me.
At least that's how it was supposed to go. Anyway, after a while, I did a few stuff on my computer and the game.
A few stuff.
Detail on how I hacked the game.
because I
Eventually,
don't know how
after
any of
like
that
an hour or
works.
So, I managed to hack the game's information into the net. I managed to get Sonic out of the game into the internet.
I'm
That's
sorry.
what he meant. The only way he could be free is if I released him into the net. Why the fuck did I do that? The next day after I hacked the game, I started getting a weird feeling in my house, like some evil presence was festering everywhere. The nightmare.
Spooky Sonic ghost.
I went to the chat and I called Sally. Sally?
Oh, hi.
Sally? What the hell's going on?
What do you mean?
You said that if I let Sonic out, he'll leave me alone.
I did.
But now I feel like he's everywhere in my house. I haven't left my room for hours.
I said he'll leave you alone.
So much for
I didn't
pooping.
say he'll leave you alone alive.
My jaw just dropped.
I mean, where do we think
She
this is
just
going?
said,
Are you shocked?
You.
Imagine my shook.
Good.
Why did you lie to me, you bitch?
Asked me to.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Lord.
I did. And he was. He was bored of dragging people into here all the time without actually doing anything.
Here? You mean the game?
Oh, withering? Here?
Yes.
Impossible.
The internet. Now he's everywhere and can do anything he wants.
Oh, Christ.
You didn't think the game is his prison, did you? No. It's his home. Now it's everywhere. Meaning he can be everywhere, too. It's your prison. It's the prison of all those who's met my master.
I'm not trapped in here with you. You're trapped in here with me.
Tom and Kyle?
Yep. And soon you're gonna join them. Because Sonic is free. And soon the world will become his.
I feel like Hatsune Miku would have some things to say about
I
that.
was a prisoner, too. But Sonic's kind to me. He'll introduce me
Oh
to
god, we're dipping into fucking Hellraiser now.
him plan his freedom. Are you scared? If you are, good. Sonic prefers his toys to be scared. See you in hell.
Kind of want to get that See You in Hell as a drop. This is so fucking...
I couldn't believe it. Sonic is a demon. A demon that can control the reality in any game, and can now control the reality in this world. I've been tricked by my own favorite character to let the embodiment of evil itself loose onto the world.
Oh no.
Invade your computer now and drag you into his nightmare realm, which is
Oh,
now
no.
spewing out of control into our world now. Sonic is the devil
No.
himself, and Sally's just another pawn in his horrid game.
Oh
Sonic
no.
is everywhere. He could be anywhere in my house.
Oh
Even as I'm
no.
typing right
Well,
now,
if he's in a computer,
to
then
give me
he's gonna be anything on the internet of shit.
He's free
But
and he's ready to take our world. I can feel him breathing down my
he's hacking into your Twitter account from your fridge.
I know he's right behind me. Anyone who's reading this, run! Just fucking run! Sonic's coming to get you. He's coming for all of us. Run! Just run! Sonic's coming! Sonic is the devil! The very embodiment of evil! He's coming to get you! He will not stop! Run!
The heart music.
Run! 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 Run!
And you wonder why this was deleted in 3 hours from the wiki, creepypasta wiki.
Hello, everyone. Would you like to play with me? If you want to play with me, look for my plush doll. You'll know what to do afterwards.
Will we? I think when we play, you just die.
Is everything. God, I fucking hate JC's writing so
That was
damn
hot.
much. Jesus fucking.
Alright. I appreciate that he's on the same page. But then why are you making the remake?
Video. I would like to do more of them with other pastas besides EXE at some point. Though my schedule is currently booked with the EXE Iceberg and FNAF Theory Part 2.
Ugh.
Yes, I am still working on those when I can. I'd like to say thank you to a few individuals and credit proper sources here. Thank
This
you to
kind of laid the groundwork for shitty,
Dylan for voicing X,
horror game canon like
for the dream
FNAFs.
sketches,
overwrought
FNK
bullshit.
Lego Sonic, the Trollpasta Wiki, and the Creepypasta Wiki for providing proper evidence of the pasta's authenticity, as well as just being really cool. Along with thanks, I want to give proper credit to the character sprite sheets I pulled from.
Oh yeah, I would
Links
want to see
will be
this.
in the description below.
Oh, okay.
Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.
Alright, I'm going to throw a link to this video in the description of mine so people can watch it themselves if they want. Good God. Alright, well, now we got to play another thing. Alright, like that. Okay, so next we have Sally.EXE, which was the second game from Mist Guy. I'm trying to get the exact details here. But it's even less official. Also, I said something about Shanley earlier. It's Cranley is the actual name of JC the Hyena. So I don't know if that was what they were supposed to reference in that final splash screen, but alright. Oh. Yeah, I don't know. Again, I don't know how connected this is to the round two, or no, round two was the official one, the part two.
Sonic?
Oh, so this is gonna jump screen sizes a bit.
Wasn't that great? I suppose you can do better. Is grass green? Is water wet?
Supposed to do this. Don't worry. It did kind of get me the first time, but alright. Time for Sally.EXE. Up for round two. We're not going to linger on that longer than we have to. Hopefully we get this done in 20 minutes. Kyle didn't want to play with me. What a shame. I'm not doing the throaty version. I don't give a shit. But I can play with you, right, nekobun? Again, pulling the name from presumably the user folder is a nice touch. Not perfect. Yeah, that's an understatement. All right. This looks like a fan spread, even though by this point there would have been several games you could have pulled from. Oh, God. Well, that was quick. I hope you credited the fan artist you got that art from. I do kind of like the patchwork one, and I like that Cream is kind of hiding. That's cute. But yeah, this definitely doesn't follow the other canon. Into the store. This is just chunked and slowed down. She's just gonna go fast and slam into the wall, isn't she? Where's Cheese? Called it. Head looks more like a bunny rabbit sprite. Oh, this is gonna be quick, isn't it? Good, because I want to get done with it. Alright. I guess without the guidance of a written thing, just Act 9? Okay. The ultimate M dash. Alright, so that's everybody who's died so far. I can't jump. I can barely see my silhouette. Yeah, it's just getting darker. Oh, no, okay, the flames are back. Oh, I didn't even realize the screen was shrinking. Okay. Whatever. But yeah, as I was saying, without the direction of, like, a written work, this is so phoned in. least those levels took more than like 30 seconds each. Sonic, my love. There's the Son. Oh, but they did the Son Eyes shut thing again. Huh. Maybe they half remembered it and then, but like, couldn't look the source material up since it had gotten deleted already. Alright, buttons are doing nothing. And I gotta manually kill it, because I'm not gonna sit here. Alright, whatever, that was all of 3 minutes. Sally.EXE, thank you, Miss Crimson. Alright. So, yeah, we're gonna read another one. Okay, we listened to Sonic.EXE 2. Leave that tab open for later. Alright, so... No, Reimagined was later. Sonic.EXE 2. Original canon, and since he doesn't own it anymore, quote unquote, no longer considered official, whatever, who cares? Like, how many people are this, like, slavishly subscribing to the Sonic.EXE canon? I'm genuinely curious. But alright, round 2, the Sonic.EXE sequel is the official sequel to Sonic.EXE. Follows a cop named Derek Green writing down his findings, trying to figure out the Sonic.EXE murders with his sister, Chelsea, and friend, Cole. It's been more than a year now, ever since the Sonic.EXE murders began to happen. And the police department, and this is still written by JC, right? Yes. This was written in 2013 on October 30th. Oh, that's on the screen. All right. Wait, there's another one after this? How far does this go? I don't know if we're going to read all of them. Again, I might save Alice for later, but I mostly want to do this to compare to Sally. All right, it's been more than a year now since... from the top, it's been more than a year now ever since the Sonic.EXE murders began to happen, and the police department still doesn't know who's doing it or why it's happening. The first murders looked as though the killer did a sloppy job at it, but over the time, the killings, or at least some of the guys back at the station, thinks it's just killings, have gotten more elaborate. Bodies have been starting to look like the victims just dropped dead or there were disappearances. One thing is certain, all the victims seem to each have a burned, destroyed computer with some data from a game called Sonic.EXE. None of us has found any connections or clues that could help us learn why all this is happening. Well, no, that's not true. There was one cop who may have uncovered more about the murders than we did. The guy's name was Derek Green, a really good detective, mainly because he was always teamed up with his sister, Chelsea. They were assigned to investigate the Sonic.EXE murders. I should know because I was their boss at the time. They're both dead. Well, story over. Sometimes I wonder if I should have helped him. I don't know. Anyway, the boys found Derek's diary when we investigated his apartment. He hadn't been in his home for weeks. The diary recorded all of what Derek found in his investigation. My God, did he write down a lot, especially after the chief of police took him off the case. And a lot of what he wrote down seems to connect a lot about what's going on with these murders. At least I hope he was onto something. Here's what Derek wrote. 7:30 p.m., September 15th, 2011. Happy birthday to me. I got this diary as a gift from my sister, Chelsea. This will certainly come in handy when we both do another investigation. Oh, I forgot to tell you. Name's Derek Green. I'm a detective. Wow, I'm not really good at this. Hopefully I'll get better as I write this. Anyway, I'll let you know if anything else happens. 11:22 a.m., October 24th, 2011. Wow, pretty interesting way to start off a case on Halloween. It's a week before Halloween. Our boss told us that there's a stiff in one of the local suburbs, and he wants us to check it out. Wow, it's been a while since me and Chelsea tackled a murder case. This might be interesting. We're in a truck right now, and we're heading for the house. 2:30 p.m. Jesus, whatever happened in this house, I was not expecting. The victim looked like something ripped his mouth open and tried to yank something out from inside. I've seen a lot of messed up ways to kill a person, but this is rather strange. I don't think any normal person would do this. The cop present at the crime scene told us that the kid had been like this for 2 days, and his parents just discovered his body and called us in the morning. What's really weird about this is that there's a badly made cut on his chest that's shaped like the number 1. Chelsea told me she found a possible clue to the murder. Showed us that the victim owned a computer, and the computer was badly burned and wrecked. Both me and Chelsea have a theory to this. Either the killer destroyed the computer, or the victim did it himself. Either way, we sent it to the station for research. 6:10 p.m. Alright, the guys from the lab have their report. That was quick. They told us the computer's wrecked from the inside and out. What I mean by that is that everything that was on the kid's computer was completely deleted, while at the same time, the computer got destroyed. The only thing that seems to still be in the computer is some data from a computer game called Sonic.EXE. 4:30 p.m. November 11th, 2011. A couple more murders these last few weeks. All the same killing method. Dead bodies, torn open mouths, destroyed computers. The more recent killings are looking less messy, as if the killer is being more careful with tearing out whatever it is he's tearing out from inside these victims' bodies. There are also cuts on these victims' chests that seem to be in numerical order. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. The killer seems to be keeping count of all the people he's killing. No way. 8:30 p.m. Had dinner. Both me and Chelsea are brainstorming about what's been going on. It's really strange, the fact that the computers are getting destroyed every time there's a murder victim, and we find out there's some old data from the same game. Sonic.EXE. The name reminds me of all the times me and Chelsea played some of our old Sonic the Hedgehog video games. I remember we used to play Sonic Heroes. She always liked playing as Rouge the Bad, and I always liked playing as Vector. But it's weird. What does a Sonic game, possibly a fan made one at that, have to do with all these killings? 2:45 p.m. December 2nd, 2011. Another murder. Big surprise there. But now both me and Chelsea agree that all these murders are connected with that game. Maybe the killer made it his calling card? The chief told us not to worry so much about a simple video game and just stick with what's going on in the murders. 6:30 p.m. The autopsy came in again. The doctor told us that aside from the wounds from the chest and mouth, the victims didn't seem to show any signs of a murder or a struggle. In fact, as baffling as it seems, all the victims appear to be in perfect health, apart from the fact that they're, quote, unquote, dead. Oh. I air-checked the word dead because that's where the report came out really disturbing. The doctor stated that they are all in what appears to be a persistent vegetative state, meaning these people are in fact still alive. Their brains and hearts are still working, but they're all in an empty, dead-like state, as if something robbed them of their minds or sense of self. I hope they didn't put them in the freaking morgue freezers or chillers now it's state, because that would probably be unpleasant. Chelsea, oh, here we go. Boop, scroll down a bit. Chelsea said it was probably one of the freakiest things she's seen in her days as my partner, and I don't blame her. Who would be capable of actually stealing people's sense of self? It's like the devil is handpicking innocent people and robbing them of their souls for eternal damnation. 5:42 p.m., December 14th, 2011. Chelsea's been acting very strange lately. She seems quieter at work, and whenever we go home, she goes back into her room. I'm guessing she's just as determined to learn more about the case as I am. If she's on to something, I hope she lets me know first before we make it official. After all, we are a team. She's got the game. She's got the game. You know what's going on here. 2 p.m., December 19th, 2011. Chelsea didn't go to work with me. She said she wasn't feeling well. I'm starting to get a little worried for her. Ever since we took this case, she's been acting rather odd. I will say this is a little better written than the earlier entries. A little bit. I don't know. Maybe I'm overreacting. Boss told me not to worry about it and just look into what she was researching. Oh, you can tell I'm so engaged. I might do that. Also, several news about people worshiping this guy recently. He calls himself X. I swear, the things the kids will be into nowadays. 9:30 p.m., December 24th, 2011. Almost time for Christmas, though I don't know if I should celebrate. Chelsea's been shut up in her room almost every day, not responding to me. I hope she's alright. Anyway, I've been looking into Chelsea's work, and I think she might have found something. Apparently, the killer must be going after anyone who plays the Sonic.EXE game. Once they've played the game, the killer tracks them down, kills them, and keeps count by carving the numbers onto their chest. What about the fact that almost every victim looks as though they had their soul sucked right out of them? Wait a minute, I just remembered something. A few days ago, Chelsea came home from the store and went back into her room. She said she found a new game. Oh my god, Chelsea! 12:32 a.m. The writing is a bit sloppy and there are tears splashed here and there. Chelsea's dead. She found the game. Oh my god, why? 4:50 a.m., December 25th, 2011. I called the guys back at the station to help me move Chelsea. Oh god, why? Why her? Did the killer find out and try to cover his tracks? No, doesn't look like anything was taken or destroyed. Well, except for the computer. And the game is still here. I wanted to keep it to find out what had happened, but the chief demanded I hand it over to him. The way he asked for it is really odd. It's as if he doesn't want me to do anything to the game disc. The funeral for my sister will be prepared in a few days. I can't believe that Chelsea, my own sister, is gone. When I find out who killed her, I'm going to make sure he pays dearly. So they fridged her because she barely got to do it. Like, she had some side background stuff going on, but I didn't get the date. 4:50 p.m. December 28th, 2011. Came back from the funeral. God, am I a mess. Thankfully, Boss was there for me. He's the only person who's ever supported me and Chelsea. I'm glad he's on my side about this case. A woman came to me at the funeral party. It's called reception. You don't really call that a party. Her name is Shannon Goldman, and she was supposedly a representative for the cult of X, as she called it. I feel like you would go in a little more subtly. I'm gonna do another PayPal Coation break. All right, she told me she was sorry for my loss and pulled out some weird religious crap about X, wishing me a happier year. Seriously? Who is this X guy anyway? She told me that soon X will make things better for the whole world, which pretty much ended the conversation right there. That woman's crazy. Anyways, more news about the cult of X doing more crazy stuff. Wow, whoever this X guy is, he's making as much of an impact on the public as that killer is. 2:20 p.m., January 2nd, 2012. Another murder. Jesus, this guy never has a break with this, does he? This is like the 22nd killing. What is he trying to gain from killing all the people? How the hell... you know how I said his writing was getting better? It's falling apart. How the hell is he getting away with it so goddamn easily? I gotta know what Chelsea was finding. She was onto something, I just know it. Maybe if I look around in her room, I would find a clue. 5:30. Well, whatever Chelsea found, she left a lot of good clues for me. The computer isn't entirely broken. In fact, it seems like it only got beat up a few times, but still surprisingly works like new. I'm actually surprised I didn't see it like this that night. You'd think this would have been taken into evidence. But then again, if you lost someone you love, you too would lose sight of very important details surrounding you. Anyway, I checked the computer. There's an icon for the Sonic.EXE game on her desktop. My God, how the hell did Chelsea even get this? I guess it doesn't really matter. What's really important is what I found in her notes. Apparently, Chelsea was terrified of this game. Something from the game scared the crap out of her. In fact, according to what she wrote down, she made it seem like the game was cursed or something. That can't be the case. There's no way a computer can harm anyone, right? 7:12 a.m., January 3rd, 2012. Okay, I changed my mind. That maybe there is something spooky about the game after all. Last night, I had a dream. No, a nightmare more like. I remember it well. I was trapped in darkness, and all was quiet except someone was laughing and talking to me. I kept having visions of Sonic the Hedgehog smiling and appearing all around me as he talked to me. He told me to play the game over and over again, each time sounding more impatient. When he got to my face and yelled, "Play it!" That's when I woke up with fright. Why would Sonic want me to play a game that possibly killed my sister? Another murder, number 24. And the cult of X seems to be pestering the public more and more. What's their deal? Don't they realize there's a killer on the loose? Wait a minute. What if this X weirdo is the killer? It would make sense. Ever since these murders started, this cult has been hanging around and recruiting more and more people. And this X character they're worshipping? Who is he? Why is it this cult even started after several murders have taken place? I looked over Chelsea's notes again, and she seemed to agree with me. Apparently X has something to do with the Sonic.EXE game. Did he make the game? Is he somehow got a hold of it and thought, what? Hey, if I kill people with this game, will people like me? What if X is doing is real? Then something is seriously wrong here. 6:30 p.m. Unbelievable. The chief of police came over to my apartment a while ago and told me that the investigation may be too much for me to handle. And he said I was off the case. I mean, it makes sense. He's personally connected. I practically found a lot of evidence for it, and he practically told me that I shouldn't continue on it. He also said that Chelsea would have wanted me to quit with this after what happened. Bullshit. Whatever, I'm not going to let some fathead, I just haven't heard that in a long time, fathead stop me from solving this case. I'm going to find out who X really is, so why he's doing all this, and I'm going to turn him in. 5 p.m., February 8th, 2012. More murders. We're up to 28 now. The boss contacts me about it every now and then behind the chief's back. He told me whoever's causing all these murders is one smart son of a bitch. I guess it's the sergeant he reports to or something. I can't really blame him. As much as I hate to admit it, I have to give X credit for being able to kill 28 people. You do not, in fact, have to hand it to X. Kill 28 people so far, but he's not going to get away with it. Anyways, I've looked over Chelsea's notes again. What she wrote down before she got attacked was very odd, nonsensical stuff about a Sonic plushie always watching her, spying on her. I never saw a Sonic doll in the apartment. Then again, I never questioned my sister's sanity. She was always the smart one in things, and it just pains me to realize how broken she was before she died. I didn't tell the boss about X or Chelsea's notes. I know he won't believe me. Nobody will. I guess you have to solve a case. You got to do it yourself. Okay, we're going to come back for 8:30 p.m. after a break. Guess we got an ad to kill the pre-rolls. So I will be right back. And I'm going to see after we're done with this how many chapters this keeps going into, like the that angel or thing or whatever we saw linked up top. All right. Anyway, 8:30 p.m. Someone sent a friend request on my Skype. He calls himself Cole. He said he can help me with this case, but only if I can trust him. I don't really have a choice. I'm willing to do anything if I can put an end to this. Anyway, Cole told me that first I have to get files of all the victims in the Sonic.EXE murders. That's what the news is starting to call them now. The police have confirmed the old game data and computers as evidence. Later on tonight, I'm going to pay the station a little visit. 11:45 p.m. Jesus, what a close call. I just made it back from the station. I managed to grab all the files and had a run-in with the chief. He asked what I was doing back in the station. I lied and told him that I had to pick up a few things from my office and decided to take some time off. Thankfully, he believed me. But it's strange. The way he talked to me sounded like he didn't believe me in the slightest. Anyway, I got the files just like Cole asked. I told Cole that all the victims had the same occurrences. All of them were in a dead-like state, as if their souls were taken out, that they were all numbered, and that each computer the victims had was somehow destroyed and had Sonic.EXE inside the hard drives. Cole said there's a reason why all the victims had Sonic.EXE in their computers, and boy did I not like the answer. The cult of X is involved. They're members, after someone gets killed, steal the game disc of the victim had at the time and hide it away for a while, until it shows up later on at a random place to easily obtain it. These random locations could be anything. A game store, a pawn shop, the black market, eBay, Craigslist, random yet seemingly harmless deliveries, or anywhere that involves buying stuff. That way, God, fruit fly, just one fruit fly is back. That way, when the next potential victim finds it, he or she becomes the new owner of the Sonic.EXE game until X comes to kill them. Then a member of the cult comes to steal away the game disc again, and thus the cycle begins anew. I asked Cole why the cult was even doing this. He told me that X, the bastard, is clearly some sort of holy figure to the cult, and they will do whatever it takes to be on its good side. What do they see in X, anyhow? Why is it they like him so much that they're willing to be accomplices to murder? Or better yet, what kind of power does X have to strike so much terror to people that they'll do whatever he says? Have you heard of a cult before, my dude? That's what they do. All right. 3:30 p.m., March 1st, 2012. I couldn't hold myself any longer. I had to pee. I had to know what Chelsea found in that game. So I peed on it, and I played it. It started off pretty basic with the classic Sonic the Hedgehog title screen. Until I started it. Sonic. His eyes had gone black and red glowing dots were staring at me. Anyway, when I got on the character selection screen, yes, this game apparently has one, I was shown the character lineup. Shadow, Sally, and Rouge. Rouge was Chelsea's favorite character. I chose not to play as her out of respect for Chelsea and chose Shadow. That laugh just sounded like the laugh Sonic made in that dream I had. The game started with a level title called Let's Play, and I was shown Shadow standing in what appeared to be a hallway of mirrors, with a faint echoing sound of a piano playing a calm melody in the distance. I just realized the story this replaced never got around to dealing with Ray. Or was it Mighty? I forget which one is the armadillo. Mighty's the armadillo. Regardless, yeah. We didn't get past Sally. Alright, hope. Okay, dream I had it. The game started with a level called Let's Play, and I was shown Shadow standing in what appears to be a hallway of mirrors. Oh, it's good. So the hallway of mirrors came back in Sally. The faint echoing sound of a piano playing a calm melody in the distance. I had Shadow walk down the hall, and every time he walked past a mirror, I was introduced to a more twisted, messed up version of himself in the mirror. His reflection's red markings were oozing red as if he was bleeding. and his eyes were bloodshot to the point where they were red, bleeding, and pulsating. And he had probably the most psychotic grin on his face. It's like I was looking at a walking fountain of blood. I had Shadow walk past the last mirror, and the music stopped. Shadow was now walking down an empty, quiet hallway, and I had this growing sense of dread in my stomach. And then Shadow stopped at one more mirror. He stopped right at it, showing his weird, bleeding reflection. And then that laugh came again, and I saw the real Shadow was slowly transforming into his reflection, bleeding and smiling. What the hell kind of game is this? And then Sonic appeared. Those black and red eyes, red tears coming down his face. He smiled as he looked at Shadow, and screamed in black, and there came a message on the screen. It's not the outside that's important, it's who you are on the inside that really intrigues me. When it came back to the level, Shadow was sitting on the floor, cradling in a half-fetal position like a child, just grinning that freaky grin. But then Sonic, what's a half-fetal position? And Sonic smiled as he looked at me, and then he lunged at Shadow, the screen going black with a loud pixelated screeching noise. Gah, I can still hear it. I still feel as if I can hear it ringing in my ears. That laugh came again, and another message. You're learning more about this better than anyone, aren't you, Derek? What the fuck? How the hell does this game know me? That doesn't make any sense. It brought me back to the main menu, and I saw that Shadow was now on one of the TV screens, looking as he did earlier, looking rather mindlessly happy. I had to turn the game off. My head hurts so much from all of this. What was this what Chelsea found? A haunted computer game? Now some guy is using this as an excuse to kill people just to gain a cult? I don't get it. Why is all of this happening? Who is X? Who is X? Who is X? Sonic? 4:30 p.m., March 2nd, 2012. I've come to a conclusion. It's obvious that X is no ordinary human being. I in fact no longer even think he's a human. Cole filled me in about him. X is really called Sonic.EXE, named after the game that's been causing all this trouble. Cole Skyped me recently that Sonic.EXE has been around long before the game did. I asked him what X was exactly, and his answer unnerved me. Sonic.EXE is a monster. No, not the monsters you see in horror films or video games. Well, I would technically be kind of seeing him in the video game, but okay. He's a real monster, and he's not just any monster, apparently. Cole told me that X is a supernatural being from another dimension. How fucking crazy is that? But it's true. It has to be. X has this power to control reality in his realm, and he is unable to do the same in our world because he can't enter it. So, some time ago, someone made a game disc that would serve as a window between X's world and ours, and anyone who plays it gets a front row seat of what X's dimension looks like, and it is hell. Not literally hell, but pretty freaking close. Over time, after someone plays X's game, X sends out a plushie of Sonic to act as a spy for him. Then when the time is right, X is able to open the window for a short time and pull people into his world where they are trapped forever. This is how he's able to kill people so easily without anyone noticing. He comes out of the computer, pulls the soul out of a person's body, then goes back to the computer to retreat into his dimension. There, he can make the soul he captured his slave for all eternity. If I was told about this long ago, I would not have believed it, but now I'm straight up convinced. Everything Cole has told me is the truth so far, and right now I'm writing down all that he's telling me, just in case any of this information becomes useful. 6:30 p.m. Cole told me that he has to go. He'll get in trouble if he gets caught talking to me, but he says he'll Skype me again soon. Until then, I'm asked to write down the names of any potential victims this time. I'm also asked to keep an eye out. The cult is getting suspicious. Cole's probably in the cult. 4:30 p.m., April 22nd, 2012. 29th murder and no word from Cole yet. I nearly escaped from a few members of the cult and anybody who might be involved. I can't trust anyone now. I need to stay in my apartment more often and so no one finds me. The person killed this time was a middle-aged guy named Paul. He was very paranoid of the outside world and anything could traumatize the poor guy. Apparently, he had a Sonic Adventure 2 game to stay sane, and he always played as Dr. Eggman. I bet you X has made the poor game a vegetable in his world by now. It's an oddly specific detail about Eggman. May 4th, 2012. I just realized something. Why is it that the chief tried to get me off the job? Why did he confiscate the goddamn game disc? Why has he been practically intercepting every one of mine and Chelsea's moves on this case? I'll tell you why. He's in on this. He's working for the Cult of X. It's the only explanation. He took the game disc so that way the cult could use it to continue with the killings. But the boss, the boss, he can't be involved in this too. He's been mine and Chelsea's friend for years. No, I don't think he would ever go in on this. Matter of fact, I don't think he even knows what's going on. Damn, Chief, why would you do this? When I uncover this conspiracy, I'm ratting you out. Snitches get stitches. August 12th, 2012. Boss called. 2 more murders, 30 and 31. Some kid named Tom hanged himself weeks ago. Oh, wow. Tom was that far down the line. Tom hanged himself weeks before he gained a package from his diseased friend, Kyle. I think. And probably weeks after. Not surprisingly, they both played the damn game. Kyle played it first and passed it on to Tom before X got him. Kyle tried to put up a good fight against X, but clearly was no match for the Fiend. So Kyle tried to warn Tom not to play the game, but Tom did anyway. X used this as an advantage to mess with poor Tom's head, making him believe that his curiosity and wanting to help others was what caused his best friend suffering. Tom tried to commit suicide by hanging in order to save himself from X, but apparently, it failed. X is not only dangerous and powerful, he's downright sadistic and insane. He thinks that all the horrific things he's doing are part of some silly game. X, you monster. Why are you doing this? What are you trying to gain? August 24th, 2012. Played more of the game. The level Sally was in was really odd. She was in what appeared to be an old desolate city. The sky a dull, dark mixture of clouds, everything all dull, empty, and dead. No music. Okay, this is recycling some of the prior version, basically. What was weird was how she was smiling. Maybe she found something good? No, that wasn't the case at all. After I had her run and jump past debris, she reached the end of the level. No, Sonic, no. X was there. She smiled at him and he smiled back. Then another message. See, I'm not such a bad guy, Derek. Then another. I can be kind when I want to. Then it showed X showing Sally's hand, smiling warmly at her. She looked different now. Her eyes were sewn shut, and her colored palette seemed darker. X gently placed his hands around her head. I really do love humans, Derek. So much fun to play with. In fact, I guess you could say. Then it showed me a close-up of X with a wide, mad grin, violently snapping Sally's neck. She was still smiling, as though she didn't feel any pain from it. They're the ultimate toy. I almost gagged at that. The main menu showed Sally in her TV screen, still in her darker state. She was still smiling. She can't have possibly enjoyed any of that. 8:30 p.m. Cole just called me. He said that all the characters you play as in the game are all of EXE's slaves, turned into horrific parodies of Sonic characters, or at least turned into their favorite Sonic characters, and X sets them up randomly in each game to show us humans what's in store for us. Wait. Oh god. No. I won't do it. I won't play the game just to watch you harm her, X. Fuck you. Oh yeah, because we haven't seen Reach the Bat yet. August 25th, 2012. More information on X. X has these 7 guardians ruling over his world alongside him. They are essentially extensions of EXE himself, made from his power combined with powerful emotions of humans. Each guardian is named after the emotions they were born from. Somebody took Japanese 101. All according to Keikaku. So we have Kito for prayer, Aishu for sorrow, Gekido for rage, Kirai for hatred, Kofuku for happiness, Kyofu for fear, and Yukubo for desire. X created these beings not only to maintain order in his world, but cause trouble in ours. They corrupt humans and make them more susceptible to X snatching them away by manipulating their emotions. For example, Gekido could bring out your anger and make you violent towards others, while Yukubo could manipulate your desires and confuse you with what's reality and what's not. I feel like you're overextending this world already. This is technically only the second one. Also, Cole's informed me that X plans to one day permanently cross over our world to our world, so that way his reality will merge with ours and all of mankind will become X's slaves for eternity. That's the plot of Super Mario Brothers the movie. The original one, not the shitty one. But how does he plan to accomplish such a feat? Cole thinks that the cult is thinking of ways to make it so. But proofread, motherfucker. But so far, none of their attempts have been successful. Apparently, their knowledge of computers is not as superior as the unknown original creator of the disc. Ask Cole why he knew so much of this. I know what compelled me to ask, but I'm guessing it's been nagging me for some time. Dear God, poor Cole. He revealed that he was a member of the cult of X, but he didn't like what he was getting into and tried to stop the cult, at least until X got to him first. Now he's stuck in X's world. He said he's lucky to have found me even since the window is still here. Anyway, he's telling me that he has information on how to put a stop to X and the cult's plans. The best way he knows how to stop X in his tracks is to destroy the disc, and that way, his only way in and out of worlds will be gone, and he won't be able to cause any more trouble in ours. The chief still has the disc. I need to prepare to get it back. 8:42 p.m. How long was that? Oh, we didn't have a timestamp for that one. Okay. X got Cole. I was in the middle of talking to Cole while preparing, and then we got disconnected. When it reconnected, Cole's username changed to X. X told me that Cole has been cheating and needs to be punished. And he posted ha over and over and over. God damn you, Sonic.EXE. My hand is still bleeding from shattering the screen, but I don't care. Not anymore. It's time to end this. I'm going to go get that damn disc and destroy it. If I don't work right back after this final entry, well, let's just say whoever finds this, whoever reads this diary, please find it as instructive as you can. Everything you've read in my diary is the truth. X is a monster from another world, and the cult of X is conspiring to help him take over the world. This cannot happen. I hope whoever finds this and tries to put an end to this madness. What? Yep. Nope. Proofread, motherfucker. All right. This is a game on a bigger scale. We are all pawns in this an elaborate, chaotic game where the rules are being devised by the mind of a monster. Please do whatever you can. Friend, he must be stopped. Goodbye and good luck. Derek Green. That was Derek's last journal entry. He wrote this 3 weeks ago. Today is his birthday. Now, he's dead. I wonder why he acted the way he did during those horrible events. I was worried about my friend, but I never bothered to find out why at the time. I feel so stupid. Derek tried to fight this battle alone, and I did nothing. I haven't heard from Derek in 3 weeks, but yesterday I got an email from someone named Cole. It was addressed strictly to Bob Richardson. That's my name. I clicked on it, and it was an audio tape that was made September 13th. It was made a day ago before I got the email. I clicked on it. This is what was on the audio tape. Recording starts. A man is grunting and yelling as 2 people are dragging him into the room. Get your fucking hands off me, you crazy cultist freaks. The sound of high heels is heard as another person, like clicking, I guess, on the floor. As another person walks into the room. Isn't that what you would call the Christians and the Satanists, Mr. Green? Goldman! Struggling is heard. More high heel sounds as Goldman approaches Derek. Derek, why do you deny X? Don't you see what he's trying to do for everyone? He only wants to make our world as happy as he is. Happy? You think stealing souls and turning them into puppets is happy? Our planet is not his toy box, you bitch. It's not your place to decide what X wants with humanity, Mr. Green. He's a divine being who wishes to make humanity happy by showing us the paradise that is his world and taking us from the wretched filth from a planet we've been forced to live on. Derek, struggling. Some of us actually like this planet, Goldman. X's world is nothing more than a prison. All X cares about is making us his plaything for all eternity. Can't you see it's not fair? Goldman, surprisingly angry. What do you know about what's not fair? More than you do, obviously. A loud slap is heard and Derek falls to the ground. You fool. X chose me to be his most loyal because he knew I never liked this planet. He knew I wanted to be rid of the stupidity humanity is causing. I'm perfectly okay with being X's slave if it means getting away from it all. Getting the peace I finally deserve after all this time. And if everyone's got to go with me, then too fucking bad. Derek, chuckling rather shakingly. Whatever. It doesn't matter anyway, because I'm going to stop you once and for all. Oh, are you now? With what, I presume? Derek pulls out something from his coat. With this. Several gasps and murmurs are heard. Cole told me the only way X can enter our world is to collect more souls is with this. Well, no more. A loud snapping noise is heard. Silence is heard. Goldman starts laughing. So Cole told you that, huh? A smart boy, but even geniuses tend to get their information wrong. What? What do you mean? Easy. High heels again as Goldman walks across the room. Indeed, X cannot enter our world unless someone places that disc into a computing system. But I'm curious, Mr. Green. The sound of Goldman pulling something out from her pocket. Whatever made you think that that disc in particular was the original? No. No, that can't be. A brilliant theory, I might add, but I'm afraid it's your last one, Detective. The sound of a disc being inserted into a CD drive is heard. Violent struggling and yelling is heard. No! No, let me go! You can't do this! And then strange supernatural sounds are heard, and the audio breaks up and distorts a bit. A new person is walking into the room as Derek is screaming for his life. Hi, Derek! No. No! More clearly, ready for round 2? Then loud screeching noises are heard as the audio distorts more badly more. Derek is screaming, and Sonic.EXE is laughing as there's a loud tune playing, sped up and in reverse, and a loud, fast drum-like rhythm booming loudly as the whole audio distorts and breaks up, finally ending in static. The audio tape ends. After feeling this, I've never felt so helpless. Both my friends are gone, taken from me. There's nothing I can do about this. I'm a useless cop after all. Well, at least you're owing that much. But I hope someday, someone somewhere is able to put a stop to this, and to do what I failed to do. I have to hope. I have to believe there's a chance of winning this. Because if there is no hope, no chance, Sonic.EXE wins the game. Oof. Okay, so this was the same author, right? Retcon's a lot. Well, I don't know if Cranley forgot about Sonic.EXE 2's existence or just wanted to change some things. Alright, so let's see what this... I'm going to see what this Sonic.EXE Alice thing is. I want to see how much further this nonsense goes. Alright, Alice is the last creepypasta and seems a lot shorter. Okay. So we will read that one. Then I got to read the remake. Play the... I'll see what's up with the remake, and then we'll either play the... We'll either play one and read one, or read one and play one, depending on how that pans out. This will all be chaptered up in the archives, by the way. Teamy. So let's bring this back up. Okay, and this one is a different author, by the way. Okay. So Sonic.EXE Alice, it's from JC's original canon. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, so it's a fan-made Sonic.EXE creepypasta by Shay and later deemed canon by JC. And now it's not canon, because whatever. Okay. God, I don't know, fanfiction.net character list bullshit. So we have Alice Sonata. Shannon Goldman's back. Okay. Johnny Lazarus. I know Shay, JC. The father, I think, is supposed to be an analog for JC. Because that was mentioned in JC's profile. Chelsea Green mentioned. Derek Green is in it. Tom and Kyle are here. And Cole. Everybody's here. Hayden Green is new. But related to Chelsea and Derek. Okay. We got 6 parts. Let's get to it. Part 1. I was walking in the rainy city and I was carrying a case. I was heading to a meeting for a group that is known as the Cult of X. I went inside their headquarters, and before I knew it... Hey, Alice, I'm glad your leg's feeling better, greeted Mrs. Goldman. Thank you, Mrs. Goldman, I replied. I see you brought your violin with you. I certainly did, ma'am. Can you play us a song? I took out my violin, my bow, and some sheet music. Sure, as a matter of fact, I can play you guys a new song I wrote. I call it Kind and Fair Overture. That's why that one level in Sally.EXE was named Kind and Fair. Okay. Maybe this is what that one pulls from. Okay. I started playing the song. Its happy notes drew everyone into smiles as I played it, swaying the bow onto the strings, making perfectly executed notes. When I finished the song, I saw a man rushing inside. No description of what the song sounds like. Sorry I'm late, everyone, mumbled Johnny. Johnny Lazarus was another member of the cult. There's also Shay, JC and me, the youngest member of the cult. I'm Alice Sonata, and I'm 14 years old. What the fuck? I'm a big Sonic fan, and my favorite Sonic character is Cream the Rabbit. That's definitely why Cream's level was named Kind of Fair. My mother died after she gave birth to me, and my dad was murdered several months ago. Jesus. At the funeral, I met the father, the leader of the Cult of X, and he offered me if I wanted to live with him. I didn't mind living with him. This writing's almost as bad as JC's. After all, he was nice to me, unlike my other relatives. As soon as I accepted living with him, my new life began as a member of the Cult of X. Can we start the meeting now? Asked Father. I was usually not allowed to be in the meetings because I was too young, but today the father said I could join the meeting this time. At the meeting, the members were talking about stagnated souls and how X saved those souls by having them play a Sonic game. I don't get it, I said. How does a Sonic game save stagnated souls? Game's a gateway, sweetie, said JC. When you finish the levels, he'll come out of the computer, take your soul. You'll be actually, what voice did I use for the rant? That's what we want to go with for JC. When you finish the levels, he'll come out of the computer, take your soul, and you'll be in a land of paradise. It may not look like a paradise, but it is paradise. Oh, I get it, I replied. Several days later, we were at another funeral. A detective named Chelsea Green was murdered. Her brother, Derek Green, approached Ms. Goldman, who was next to me. Sorry for your loss, Derek. I'm sure your sister's in a happier place now. Thanks, ma'am. My name is Shannon Goldman, and I am a representative of the Cult of X. Now I hope that X will wish you a happier year, Derek. X? Yes, soon enough, X will make all things better for this world. Okay. Derek walked away with a face that tells me he's weirded out somehow. After the funeral, we went back to the headquarters. For the next 2 weeks, we were spreading X's influence, and we even managed to have new members in the cult. One of those people was Cole. Cole was always on the computers and stuff, and was on Skype all the time. However, he did go to every... Cole got trapped in the computer, too, so this is kind of okay, I've seen how timeline's lining up. However, he did go to every meeting and was always on time. Maybe he's on Skype because he misses his family or something. I'm not exactly sure. Part 2. I decided to sneak around that night and found Cole's room. He was logged onto Skype, so I took out my binoculars. Sure! Binoculars to see what he was up to. He was talking to another man, but I couldn't see his face very well. Maybe it was his cousin? Oh, that's right, you can face-to-face on Skype. It's been so long since I used it. We always use it just for voice. But then I heard the other man's voice. It sounded awfully familiar, but I couldn't remember where it was from. There's a reason why all the victims had Sonic.EXE in their computers, Derek, said Cole. Wait, Derek? Derek? But why would Cole be calling Derek? Is he insane? I've got to report this to the father. But I decided not to. And no, it's not because he's sleeping. Or maybe he is. I don't know. The father's always wearing sunglasses. No one can tell if he's asleep, sometimes or not. Anyway, I decided to keep hearing the conversation. The Cult of X is involved, Cole continued. After someone's killed, a member steals the disc the victim had and they hide it for a while until they sell it. They'll sell it at GameStop, eBay, Amazon. Basically anywhere, really. Mr. Green, when the next victim finds it, he or she will become the new owner of the Sonic.EXE game until Sonic X comes to kill them, and then another cult member comes to steal the disc again, and the cycle starts anew. Why would X do such a thing? X is supposed to be a holy figure of some sort to the cult, and its members want to do as much as they can to get him on his good side. It's getting late. Maybe we'll chat again tomorrow night? Sure thing. Okay then, good night. The call ended, and I crept back into my room. I wanted to explain everything to the father, but I didn't want to get him into trouble, so we decided to wait for him to be caught by someone else. Day by day, I kept sneaking into Cole's room to see what he's talking about. He said that X was really Sonic.EXE, and he said that he's been around for an even longer time than the game has. I became suspicious about X, and I don't know if I should stay here in the cult, or should I ask them if I can quit. Part 3. I found the 2 guys from the school were murdered this week. Kyle got the game first, and then he passed it on to Tom, who tried committing suicide until X got his soul. Now I needed to play the game to see what's going on, but I don't want to. What if X gets me? I snuck into Cole's room again, and he said that all the characters you play as in the game are really the souls of those murdered people and the bodies of their favorite Sonic characters. I remember one night, Derek said that Chelsea always liked playing as Rouge the Bat in Sonic Adventure 2, and Derek liked playing as Vector. Does that mean that if there were Rouge in the game, that I would be playing as Chelsea and not Rouge? This is so messed up. The next night, Cole was talking about the 7 Guardians. I already knew about them. X created them, after all. There was Kito, prayer, Aishu, sorrow, Gekido, anger, Kirai, hatred, Kofuko, happiness, Kyofu, fear, and Yukubo, desire. X plans. Oh, is this Cole? Yeah, okay. X plans that one day he's gonna permanently cross over to our world with his, so that way his reality will mix with ours and make all of mankind slaves for eternity. Wait, how do you know all this? I can tell you a secret, Derek. I'm a member of the Cult of X. Look, I don't like what this. Half of this is just retelling what was told in the other story. It's kind of lazy. I don't like what I'm getting myself into right now. I'm trying to sack the cult, but please keep the secret. Don't worry, Cole. Your secret's safe with me. Thanks, Derek. No problem, Cole. Just you wait until... The computer turned to black. I crawled behind the doorway, but the father was behind me. We know what's been going on, Alice. But don't worry about him anymore, said Mrs. Goldman. Hand came out of the computer, shattering the glass. Oh my gosh, I whispered to myself. I hid myself behind the father. X had arrived and was taking Cole away. He showed himself, and it was exactly how Cole described it. He looked almost identical to Sonic the Hedgehog, except his quills were a darker color and he was unkempt. His sclera was black and not white, and he had 2 glowing red dots inside them. There were also tears of blood coming out of his eyes. X took out his hand. Ms. Goldman walked away, and the father spoke 3 more words before walking away. Align the sacrifice. I was there alone, stunned by what I was seeing. X was lifting Cole's soul right out of his mouth. I heard a thud on the floor, and Cole was lying there. He was dead. X then looked at me, smiled, and went back inside of the computer. I went to Cole's room one more time and looked at his computer. Skype was back on, but Cole's username has changed to X, and I looked at the messages. Cole has been cheating, and he needs to be punished. Ha 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 ha. The computer shut itself off. I knew this madness had to end, but I'm not sure how I'm supposed to end it. Part 4. I was going to headquarters from school. I saw 2 masked men carrying Derek into the headquarters. Oh no, I whispered to myself. I followed the men inside and found myself in the basement along with the father. The masked men unmasked themselves, and before I knew it, Johnny and Shay were the ones beneath them. Get your fucking hands off me, you crazy cultist freak, shouted Derek. Oh, okay, so I'm guessing Chelsea's the one that recorded the tape. That's how they're tying this in. I heard sounds of high heels walking down the stairs. Ms. Goldman. Isn't that what you would call the Christians and Satanists, Mr. Green? Goldman! Derek was struggling to break free from Johnny and Shay's arms. Derek, why do you deny X? Don't you see what he's trying to do for everyone? He only wants to make our world as happy as he is. Happy? Derek mumbled. He shouted. You think stealing souls and turning them into puppets is being happy? Our planet is not his toy box, you bitch. It's not your place to decide what X wants with humanity, Mr. Green. He's a divine being that is just... Can we just skim this? We already read the tape stuff. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, the no. The father held me back before I said anything. They can't possibly be doing any of this. And then I froze. I saw X come out of the screen. Hi, Derek, I guess. No. Ready for round 2? Derek was screaming as X was taking his soul. There was a drum-like beat coming out of the computer. There was finally silence. Derek was lying dead on the floor. I ran to him and cried. I knew I wasn't allowed to, but I couldn't help myself. I saw a shadow come in front of me. I looked up and saw X standing there. I got up and looked at him in shock. Tears were spilling from my eyes. I ran away from the basement and went to my room as quickly as possible. I slammed the door and cried myself to sleep. Part 5. Finally, some new content. I woke up and found the father right next to me. I started crying again. He put me on his lap. Tell me, my child. He took off his glasses, revealing yellow eyes with pink sclera. There were red lines on them, too. His eyelids seemed to be cut off. What horrors lurk within that mind of yours? I screamed. Your eyes! I ran away from my room as quickly as possible. I went to Ms. Goldman's office and asked if I was going insane or not. You're not insane, Alice. It's just that, well, you're young. His eyes, they're you discovered his deepest secret, didn't you? Yeah, I sniffed. Next week, I had to do what was done. I stole one of the copies of the game and I destroyed it. I cleaned it up by putting the shards of the disc into Cole's trash bin so it wouldn't get caught. I went back in my room and turned on Skype. Derek's son, Hayden was on, so I had to tell him everything. Damn, Alice Wonderland. Hey, Hayden. Hi, Alice. What you up to? Hey, these usernames. I want to tell you a secret. I told him everything I told Derek. I told Hayden about the Guardians and even told him about his dad. I'm really sorry about your dad. Yeah, well, I already got over it. How about you, huh? What? Yeah, I guess you could say that. Miss Goldman called me for dinner. BRB. I went upstairs to the second floor. That's where the father lived. Over dinner, we were all talking about how we should keep spreading X's influence. It's time for me to spill the beans. No, it wasn't. You could have just shut the fuck up. I'm sorry, murmurs were heard around the room. I deny him. Alice, what are you talking about? I'm sorry, but it's the truth. Everyone was staring at me. Please forgive me. Wait, who exactly do you deny? I deny X. Gasps were heard. I'm sorry. Yeah, I get it. Okay. I'm sorry. I ran to my room and started crying again. It wasn't because of Derek. It was because I'm the next to go. I cried myself to sleep that night. I woke up in the basement. I tried to get out, but I was tied down to a chair. The basement was pitch black. The lights turned on. No one was in the room. I heard footsteps. Then I heard laughter. X was already here. I started screaming for my life. My life can't end like this. I see we have another cheater now, don't we? Please, let me go. I'll never let you go, Alice. Speaking of, I must say you've always wanted to go to Wonderland. Now, haven't you? I nodded nervously, and his smile grew. He took out his hand. Part 6. I wonder if these were all published separately, too. I woke up in what seemed to be a forest. I started wandering around until I saw a building. It was a hall with mirrors inside. I found a full one and was shocked about what I looked like. I was in the body of a parody of Cream the Rabbit. Most of my fur was purple. Some was red, and my muzzle was white. My eyes were a very light shade of gray, and was wearing a dull orange dress with a dull blue ribbon. The shoes I was wearing had dull colors, too. There was also a mark below my left eye. I started to cry, and when I stopped, I would look around for an exit from this world. Now I shall wander in this never-ending wonderland. Yeah, that's. It's a little cleaner prose-wise, but it's a lot more staggered, and this is like very beginner fanfic stuff. All right, let me check what's. Oh, I don't need that on. Okay, that goes away. All right, so reimagined. I'm not going to read that because it's just a reimagining of the original story. And it's kind of long. Like, I'll read it myself, but I don't want to be here all night with it. But then there was a remake of the game. I think that's is that the 2017 one? Or is that the PC port one? Okay. Okay, Sonic 2011 is the official remake, but it came out in 2023. How is all this fucking recent? So we're going to play Sonic 2011. This one, okay, this is the one made by JoeDoughBoi. And it's supposed to be based off the original JC stuff. Let's get that fired up. Maybe it feels like showing up. There we go. Alright, yeah, this looks familiar. I like they distorted the laugh a little more for this one. Hill. Okay, so far the changes are pretty good. Yeah, we don't even have a jump in this. Oh no, it's on ZXC now. Okay. Like your standard They actually walled this off this time. Okay, so it's Sonic 2 flavored at best, so we can't do the spin dash. But they had that in 2 and it wasn't in 1. Regardless, we can't gear up to blast through that wall. Or wait, no. There is supposed to be something behind the wall here, I think. Okay, actually. Yeah, what if we run and then duck as the wall's coming out? Can we break it? Yeah, okay. But looks like there's more. Just ran out of momentum. I forgot about the tap down thing. There is something here. Where are you off to? Go back. Okay, well, it's nice to see something different here. Oh, no cheating. We have to start that from the top. I want to walk our way through that to see what's up. Okay, it's gonna jump us to hide and seek anyway. We'll jump back to the beginning to see what's up with that. Alright, the debris looks a little better too. And Pensive Tails looks a lot, yeah. Alan? Wait, who's Alan? Or was Alan the soul that was the Tails player that got taken, I guess? Now I gotta check the remake, I'm not gonna read the whole thing, but we'll control that for Alan to see if there's some other names in there. Alright, this is cutscening now. We didn't see the, guts and stuff this time. Yeah, this is a little closer to the original canon. Where's the surprise? There it is. Got him. See where my cat was. Aw, too slow. Want to try again? Oh, and the portraits are more messed up this time. I guess I feel like JoeDoughBoi might have done them himself, since this one's from the video read through of the Lost one were better. Lightning bolt. I feel like going right's what we're gonna have to do to progress. I didn't try to fly with Tails. Kinda wish you could see more of the tiles that they used. It was a good choice. Like the rusted platforms and stuff, yeah. So I will give this credit for being better than the original. This is a marked improvement. There's still not much going on, but... Alright, but KTE is just Knuckles the Echidna. Oh, I saw that. Just... That's better, sneaking him into lightning flash like that. That's cool. It's so much better thought out. Might just be better game dev brain in general. The O-ring thing is a little sloppy, but okay. And it's still X to punching. Oh, now it's Dave. Okay, it changed. Suck it, Dave. I like that they went with a more subtle scream. Ooh, and those noises are... It's a bit much there. So many souls, so little time, wouldn't you agree? Yeah, I love the portraits in this one. This is so good. I'm having to look if this actually fit properly on the, Okay, the curtains and, checkered floor is very, Black Lodge, which is kind of a nice touch. Look at those buttons wiggle. So we should hit a staircase eventually. Eventually? There we go. I feel like you could trim that down a little bit, but... Okay, it looks like the bounces are built in. So I'm not jumping that manually. I don't know if it's a matter of just pathing alignment or what. It's a weird collision issue. Okay, the screen flip there, that was really good. I feel like if I was to recommend someone the purest implementation of this game, this is so much better than the one from forever ago, from 2011. So it was what, Alan, Dave... I feel like we'll get a name from this before we run out of stuff. And the flip again. Still not a great job on detailing the black flames, but at least they stand out a little better from the background than this one. Hi. Okay, the little tiny eyes is good too. Oh, and they played into the extending mouth thing. That's cool. That's not how Robotnik got originally, but shorten the red static bits, but otherwise... Gerald. So you gotta recheck all of them and then... Oh, maybe this is where they put the 15-second one. Oh, it went full screen on me. See if I can't get that. Okay, I just did big Sonic, and now it went tiny. See, I had it framed up for the 4x3, unless it's just looping the video again. Well, at least, since I have it framed up for 4x3, you're gonna need a better look at it. Oh, there he is. Nice, full screen again. I hate everything. Okay, he just did I am God and did a little fraction on the screen. Had I known it was going to do the full screen thing, I would have set that a little better. Alright, well, that cleared that out. And now there's a text file that says preamble.txt. So we'll read that. If it'll let me do anything outside of the game. Notepad, hello.
Ready for another round?
Oh, okay. It opened everything on the screen behind it. And now it's like all on my main monitor. Okay. It just took forever to clear. Okay, what do we got here? I turn that off. Well, it's an ASCII image of X, I guess. There. Will you accept my haven, new friend? My dreams? Oh yeah, we did sound. My dreams? Here, actually, I can probably just capture a window. Hold up. Oh, that's not what I want. There we go. I don't know how readable that's going to be, but. Will you accept my haven, new friend? My dreams will find you at blank at the blank in blank. Know this as my blank as my blank and your new home. Ours to share blank. Brought to you by the number 7. Okay, that's cute. And what you can't see is the weird I am God overlay on the monitor. I just control deleted out of those just to get rid of them. It's a nice touch, but it is kind of annoying. All right, better. The finish leaves a little bit desired. All right, I want to fire that back up to try and get that little hidden area real quick. I'll run a snooze. There we go. Okay, I reset everything, so that's good. I think there's just a hidden image or something. Okay, yeah, so flight does not work, so we gotta actually platform this bad boy. So I know we dropped down to the left, and then from there I just gotta hit the platforms. Okay, it still says Tails here too, and not Alan. Oh, I didn't see there was another name for Eggman. Alright, fuck it, I'm not dealing with that. I think all it is a hidden picture of a Doge or something, which I don't know why you're throwing a Doge in anything in 2023, but okay. All right. Oh yeah, well, I wanted to skim that that remake of the story. Here's a screenshot of Robotnik. Okay, okay. Robotnik was Paul, which is one of the names mentioned in. Yeah, it was the guy who always liked to play as Robotnik. Yeah, in Sonic Adventure. All right, so Control F, Alan, Paul, Dave. All right, the Alan, Paul, and Dave are not in the reimagined version, and then the remake. Which was written by JC. This is the one that's got like 9 long ass chapters, so. Okay. I know there's an Alana. That might have been instead of Alan. Dave. Yeah, maybe they didn't have room for the full Alana. They did have the room for K.T.E, so I don't know. No Dave in this one. And no Paul in this one. I don't know. I'm going to read those on my own time. But yeah. And I'll make a mention. Yeah, when I do the YouTube post, I'll mention in the description whether the writing got any better. I don't have the highest hopes. All right. Okay. Then getting back to the games, because again, I gotta scoot at a decent time here. There's Sonic PC port. And Sonic PC. This is also by JoeDoughBoi. Yeah, okay. So yeah, blah blah blah. Actually, what I should do is run the ad first, then we'll play Sonic PC port. Because we're close enough. Well, those are the controls. Spoilers. We'll be right back for that. .exe fangame? Which I guess is a remake of JoeDoughBoi's own remake, since this is also by JoeDoughBoi. And this is a version that's been pretty much taken down because they're remaking this for some reason. I didn't see the release dates, respectively, for any of them, but I got some goop on my chair at some point. That's not good. All right, move, jump, select on mouse. All right. Not anymore. That might be one reason it was taken down. I was looking at the trivia for it, and apparently, like, there was supposed to be an ARG explaining why they took it down, but, yeah. Oh, there's voice acting, too? Oh, no. Oh, that's where they got Shay for, one of the cult characters, I guess. And I guess the author of that last story. Luigi Kid Creepypasta Challenge? I don't know. It did list Luigi Kid as the canonical player of this. I don't know if Luigi Kid's an actual person. Oh, I like that they wiggled the text for this version. They didn't overlay it on the actual map, though. Why does Tails have no tail? I'm not gonna lie. The previous remake looked better than this. Hello. Renee? I mean, it's the Ouija kid's name. Okay. Well, here we've got the dead animal thing. They brought that back. And Stunned Tails was looking a little more stunned. Cocky, no! Cocky! No! Look what they did to my boy! Look what they did! I was kind of glad he'd been spared before. Welcome back! Ooh, okay. The eyeballs and the flowers were a nice touch. I kind of like the new Sonic.EXE sprite, but the gray shoes, I still can't do it. Remember this? Still don't have our tails back. Okay, okay, this is the crying and telling me to stop going. See, this is too short. How about a game? For old time's sakes. They pull some of these letters from, like, Toe Jam and Earl? Just gotta run till he trips, I guess. And I guess, yeah, this is too short. The new I do like that they changed his color to a little more, like, dark and faded deal going on there. A little more gray. The gray shoes still look terrible, though. The digitized screens feel a little more in place, though. Let's begin. Little flash there wasn't the worst idea. But it feels like the logo's a little squished. Tails doll inspired look there. Knuckles and Tails are, oh, maybe select. Oh, we do need the mouse. That's right. It is a PC port, so I guess pointing and clicking would make a little more sense. Okay, rotating Tails. Good sprite. Good sprite. That's clean. I like that. I'm finding what solace I can in this garbage. Oh, okay, I love the floor textures. It's very Yume Nikki. Keith Gang! Oh, we have a health bar. Some Batman-ass tunes here. Cocky, no! Oh, fell in the hole. Okay. I'm guessing we have to get to the end. Oh. Maybe they turned more of a pain in... Okay, they turned this into more of a pain in the ass. I hate to say it, but I prefer the original. Shit. I didn't realize we were collecting some of the ones we were touching and stuff. Alright, so where was that teeth? There. What the fuck? I jumped! What's killing me? Like, I didn't... Did I walk back into that one? Maybe I have to take the high road, I don't fucking know. This is... I might just fucking give up. This is fucking infuriating. We'll try the demo for the remake of the remake, but this is just... Pain in the ass. This is bullshit. Okay, we got past the teeth. There's nowhere else to go. Alright, finally, pro. That's a pain in the dick.
Waiting for him.
Okay. I have to enter to make it progress, though, which is weird. You're not him, Renee. However, I still wish you the best. May God and you aid you in mercy to what awaits. What am I saying? He doesn't exist. Okay, save. The thunder noise sounds like a half-assed gunshot, honestly. Get out. Okay.
Hey, let me just finish this myself. I don't need you to control me.
That seems to be a lie. Because I'm controlling him now. Can't get back up there. Not that it seems to matter too much. Oh, it was literally hit enter for the door to enter. I missed the quiet where I was birthed. It was peaceful, dark. Then, a burst of conciseness. Oh, okay, those are I got this in. I was indirectly created, a mistake. The error in the system that is the void. Nothing. A dark mass of energy floating endlessly. Until that fateful day. Alright, well, you need a spell check. .exe. Should have called him Clippy. Spooky face. I feel like in trying to elaborate on this garbage, like... Alright. Bad platforming. Make sure you're... Oh, fuck you. God, playtest your shit with people who aren't the devs. We might be here for a bit. Like, I appreciate the idea of, like, trying to get original with it, but this is rough. How did you go from the remake to this? That's my question. Sometimes it feels like I'm hitting jump, but it's not registering that I'm on the ground. Whatever. I'm starting to see why this may have been pulled. Fuck off. Nice moonwalk jump there. I'm fucking tired of this already. Come on! Alright, so long, long... I gotta go short there. What the f... This is fucking impossible. It's like cartoon cliff physics, like... If you don't look down, you don't fall down as fast. Oh. Fucking Christ! This is dog shit. Alright, let's see what the demo for the remake is like to see if they improved any of that. That fucking sucked. I'm not dealing with that. There's no reason for that to be that much of a pain in the dick. No reason. This looks better. This is the best looking one of everything so far. Well, best looking intro, I should say. Alright, this remake was made by John Kuhn with help of Joe Mercerian. Okay. Same voices. They might have used the same recordings. Alright, the game may close at times or create TXT files. We'll check. Open the game once more or interact with the TXT file. Okay. So they kind of carried that over from the original remake. Button A, okay. I can't guarantee I'm gonna have fun. This is apparently only a demo, so. Oh, flight works now. It's a little more Sonic-like as well. And we got spinnies until we hit the bridge. Hello. Does the username read again? No, they got cocky again! Welcome back. I am God Flash there. Oh, and Tails, this is Tails back too. And the Bitey Flowers. The Bitey Flowers are back and they look so much better. Oh, okay, yeah, this is worlds better. Remember this? I think I'm about to. Or if I saw the zone name before. How about a game? The flashing to black is a little annoying. Like, I feel like you could flash that over the screen. Ooh, new eyeball stalk things. That's cool. Yeah, so they added some new flora. This I'm liking. Mostly because it seems fucking playable. Crispy fries. Wait, what am I supposed to do? Fly over that, I guess? That's a fucking cheap death. Alright, so when the cliff's coming up, jump and go. Okay, there are flames. It's hard to tell if there's flames down at the bottom of that. Like, why wouldn't... Like, you gotta be quick on the... Hopefully I have enough juice for this. Oh. Coconut ate one of my tails. Fair. At least they added some more context for this time, even if that fire bit's bullshit. That's fucking bullshit. But the bitey coconuts do look cool. I love these background sprites and the hand trees and stuff. Oh, it just changed the name to Alan, yep. Bye. Oh, okay, still toying with us. Okay. Well, that's cool. I can't jump anymore either. Also, the timer doesn't roll over to minutes. There we go. Stretchy arms. And they did the bitey thing again. And then, oh, they said it closed. And we should restart it. Okay. No new text files yet. There's the preamble one, but that was from the other game. Okay, it's looking a little more menacing now. That's cute. What does it say? Sega 1990. Is that the Japanese release date? Okay. Alright, these bits are kind of cute. I'm not gonna lie. The corrupted load, that's cool. This they might be onto something. On their license from Sega, yeah. Oh, it loaded something here. A text file. They stopped reading and play the game. No. It actually closed the text file. Oh, it said help. I said stop. Oh, it's changing each time. Now it's so strange. The game for some reason got changed. And then it goes, I am God, and it's doing God again, and it keeps reopening it, which is really annoying. Okay, I do not want to create a new file. It deleted it itself. Okay. Oh, the text file thing's a little annoying, but I've seen other games do it. Oh, end. I think it's better to wait for now. It's just the beginning. So that was the whole demo. It looks a lot better. It's actually fucking playable, except for that cheap fire death, because you can't see the fire in the pit. It doesn't distinguish itself from the fire in the background at all. So it's like you got to do something to make that more visible. But that has